Current with multiple locations serving southern Saskatchewan for over 30 years. See B&A Petroleum for all your fuel and propane needs. Mainly cloudy today with some isolated showers and a high of 18 degrees. Tonight we're going to be dropping to a low of +9. For tomorrow, partly sunshine and a high of 21 degrees. For Wednesday, cloudy, maybe some showers and a high of 21. Thursday, mix of sun and cloud, high of 21 degrees as well. And then Friday, partly to mostly sunny and a high of 24.
B&A Petroleum is a southern Saskatchewan family-owned business that's there for you. They've been supporting their clients for over 30 years with locations in several communities throughout the southern part of the province. B&A Petroleum is available for all your bulk fuel and lubricant needs with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their Cardlock location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome to the Monday installment of the Sports Cage. I'm your host, Tegan Whitco, joined by Curtis Gammon, keeping us on the air. 620 CKRM, also keeping us on the stream on YouTube, sportscage.com. You can follow along with our YouTube chat or join the conversation anytime by texting us. Prairie Land Rentals text line 306-936-6262. And yeah, we have a lot of guests who are going to be joining us today. Western Pizza Guest Hotline, perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings, all the Greek favorites you love. Next 3 hours, talking a whole lot of sports, primarily football, a little bit of hockey in there too, maybe even a little bit of rodeo. Lance Hackewich is going to be joining us a little bit later on this hour. I had the opportunity to swing by the Rider Room earlier today. Now, if you aren't familiar with what that is, look it up. Look up their socials. The Rider Room might be one of the largest CFL memorabilia collections in Western Canada, and boy, is it impressive. Now, Lance is the owner of the Rider Room. Popular social media page, yes, but you can actually, I had a chance to go physically see all these things. I didn't want to touch anything. I don't want to be responsible for breaking anything. But his page does showcase his impressive collection of memorabilia, some extremely rare pieces in said collection dating back to the 60s. It's pretty cool. So we're going to talk to him about some of his favorite pieces. Also, fun fact, if you recognize the name Lance Hackewich, yes, Rider superfan, he and his family were also on Family Feud Canada just a couple of years ago. So maybe we'll have to dive into that a little bit and just see how that experience was. Shortly after 4 o'clock, we're going to have Scott Flory on the program. He's the head coach of the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. Now, he was up at that Rider preseason game in Saskatoon for a little bit. I understand that he had a chance to catch some of that and watch some Huskies alumni on the field. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the CFL cuts that came over the weekend because, yeah, that's a pretty big story if you're a Rider fan. We'll get into that in just a bit. Also, University of Saskatchewan Huskies being the defending Hardy Cup champions. Are they coming into the season with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after that Vanier Cup? I'm interested to see what he has to say. And of course, the Canada West schedule also was released just a couple weeks back there. So we'll dive into that a little bit. We'll talk some off-season preparations and how things are looking for the university right now. I will also have a couple of clutch performers, maybe one unclutch, brought to you by Keln Solar around 4:30 this afternoon. And then Miss Rodeo Agribition, Shylah Sitter, she's in town. She's going to be popping by for a visit a little bit later on. We'll dive into all of the hard work that she put in to claim that title at Agribition earlier this year. The one, the only, Darian Durant always joins us on Monday afternoon, so we're going to talk a little bit about that new CFL broadcast deal. Yeah, no one has opinions on that. Not at all. No one cares. Been the biggest talk in the CFL for the past little bit. So I'm curious to hear what Darian has to say about this, especially as a CFL fan who resides in the States after, the DAZN got some of the broadcasting rights for those Saturday night primetime games. Not every Saturday game. Let's make that clear. But the primetime games on Saturday starting in 2027 for the CFL. So I would imagine that's going to be a healthy amount of Rider games. 2027 season schedule obviously isn't out just yet, but I'm curious to see just how many will be exclusively on DAZN. And I find it intriguing because there was a little bit of an uproar about this. And you can share your opinions with us, 306-936-6262. I haven't been on the show yet since this deal was unveiled. They do this in every other league. So I'm curious why the pushback. I do understand ever so slightly. There's so many streaming services out there. You don't want to be spending the extra money to watch the games. However, they do it in Major League Baseball. They do it in the NFL all the time, right? I mean, I think exclusively for 3 consecutive seasons, you have the NFL on Netflix for the Christmas Day games. So those 3 games every Christmas Day, only on Netflix. So if you don't have a subscription, you don't get to watch it, right? It's nothing new. It is new to the CFL. But I am just curious. I personally think this is good for the league. Expand the reach, generate that revenue. Multiple teams in the past couple of seasons did not turn a profit. So this new TV deal, which they're not being official about the numbers on.
Approximately,
a huge financial windfall for the league. And that's going to trickle down to the product and the players. So, Curtis, I know you turned on your camera here, and I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
Well, we were kind of chatting a little bit about it last week, too, where they're kind of aiming for like that younger demographic, which kind of falls literally where my age is. And I could tell you without a doubt that, I mean, the streaming is definitely where the younger audience is. I'm someone that never has owned cable and never will, because I just stream.
Do you really need it?
No, exactly. Like, I just stream anything that I want to watch. So it makes sense if you're looking to get like a younger demographic, which a lot of people were kind of beating that drum like a couple years ago, where it's like, hey, if we want the league to survive and thrive and evolve, we got to find a way to engage younger viewers and audience, and streaming is the way to do it. Like, so I was actually kind of surprised by the amount of backlash that I saw, because like when you look at the approximate numbers and
alleged,
and just knowing that that's where the younger audience is, why would so many people be upset with that? Because that's what's going to grow the league and the game.
I think it's fear of change, possibly. 2027 is bringing in a lot of changes.
Yeah. You know, I will say the one thing a lot of people are saying, it's like, hey, I don't want to spend $30 on like a subscription bundle. To be honest, I'm with you on that. Like, I don't really want to spend $30 on a subscription bundle either, but they haven't even announced what it's going to be yet. Like, they're only doing Saturday games. I imagine they're going to do some kind of value bundle.
Justin Dunk of 3 Down Nation last week spoke with Deidre, VP of DAZN Canada, and he
from
explicitly asked,
Sasky girl.
Sasky's own. He explicitly asked that question. What is it going to look like if you only wanted to get a Saturday night CFL package? They haven't even got that far yet. Yeah. We still have a whole season of football to play.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily raise the alarm when like you don't even know what they're going to charge yet. Like,
maybe it's $5 a month or something. Like it could be very, very reasonable.
Yeah. What if they did something that was like for 3 downs, it's $3? That could be a fun.
Your marketing
promo.
Brain is showing.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I have a good idea once in a while, but yeah, I wouldn't panic until you know what it costs. Like if it's like pennies, like you skip getting like a Starbucks coffee a month and you can pay for it, and you don't know the quality of broadcast that they're doing yet, could be something, it could be really cool. Like you might like it better than TSN's broadcasts. You don't know yet. You just got to wait.
They still need to hire full production teams right across the country, right? Yeah. Because they won't be picking up content from other broadcasters. DAZN said they are bringing in their own crew, their own production team, their own voices. And, you know, I think that's only healthy for the league. I think the more coverage of the league and making it accessible to, let's say, American football fans who only ever watch the NFL or UFL. Well, now suddenly with their DAZN subscription package, suddenly there's this Riders Bombers game on. Oh, I saw some people talking about that. It looks intriguing. Labor Day Classic? What's that? Maybe I want to watch it.
Yeah. it's the only way to get more eyeballs is to get on other services that people can see the product. And that's kind of been one of the big arguments too. It's like, we have a great game. It's entertaining. Like, anyone that likes the league knows it's high quality football. It's professional football. It's fun to watch.
And the rivalries are so good.
Yeah. So if you can get the eyeballs on it, there's definitely room for growth.
It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt to get more attention drawn to the league. And again, I understand 2027, you have the new playoff format where every team but one gets into the playoffs, which we don't need to dive down that rabbit hole right now and talk about my opinions on that. But there's also going to be, the changing on the fields, the length of the fields, where the goalposts are going to be sitting. Yes, I understand it's shocking, especially to fans who have been following the CFL for an extended period of time. But to your point, Curtis, you want to bring in that younger demographic, because down the road, you don't want to be, and this sounds callous to say, but aging yourself out of an audience.
Yeah. Some of the rule changes and stuff, you kind of you read between the lines. It's like I think it's a weird way to kind of roll it out. But you do some of these changes so that maybe you can market it towards getting a broadcast deal. You're like, hey, maybe down the future we can have more teams. It's like, oh, you get this broadcasting deal, you get more money. With more money, you can go to these potential investors and be like, hey, you're not necessarily going to lose money if you invest in a CFL team. And if people are like, oh, this is a legit business opportunity, you're more likely to invest. You're more likely to expand. League gets bigger. Players get paid more. Teams become profitable.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
But you kind of have to trust the process.
Yeah, and I think that's where we're at right now. It's those growing pains, the fear of the unknown. I'm really curious to hear what Darian Durant's take is on this, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I'm looking forward to that. He's gonna give us his rundown of the changes. Also some preseason analysis, a little bit of that, but we're also going to look ahead, right? Let's stop looking in the rearview mirror. We're also going to look at some of the games this week that are coming up in the CFL. Granted, the Riders don't play this week, which is the weirdest schedule ever. So you have the first week of the preseason, only one game, and it's Rider Stamps. And then you get into the second preseason week, flurry of other games. But then you also have, a week off in the third preseason week and then a bye to start the season. So how do you stay fresh? That's what I'm curious about. And CFL Fantasy is upon us. I know I brought this up to Darian Durant a couple weeks back when Dave was in with me, and I asked him flat out, you want to be a part of a CFL Sportscage fantasy team? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Sign me up. Let's go. And then I realized, oh boy, we're down a producer because Colson is on paternity leave.
Colson said no matter what, he's in.
He's in?
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Swap out change and diapers for 5 minutes, set your lineup.
Yeah, I'm into. I'm notoriously.
I know you actually stepped up.
Yeah.
And you, Curtis, said, I will organize it. So I appreciate that.
I'm notoriously bad at fantasy too. I've never won a fantasy league in my life. But when I feel like a fun thing about it will be is like, if we get a lot of, we get some of the guys that lived it, our contributors and stuff.
It almost feels unfair.
A little bit, but you see, now there's no expectations. You know what I mean? If I lose, that's default settings.
If you lose to Darian Durant and possibly Wes Cates and Luke Mullender, right?
But if I win, no.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter if you lose, but if you win.
Exactly. So it doesn't feel like a situation where a guy can lose. So I'm in.
I was talking to Barney about this earlier, and I said, you know what? Between you and me, Barney, both of our brains might be the equivalent to one of Darian Durant's brain. So maybe we partner up on this. I don't know how that's going to work, though.
If I partner up, I'd probably have to be with Colson. Bring back CNC Productions. But
ooh,
I kind of
CNC Music Factory.
Yeah, but I don't want to share bragging rights, though. Is the thing. So
yeah, that's a difficult position to be in.
Oh well,
you can just claim ownership of the team. It's fine. We can give Colson too.
I could say he was on leave.
Yeah,
I was making the mandatory
he wasn't working. It doesn't
decisions.
matter. It doesn't matter. So we'll talk to him. Maybe he can give some CFL fantasy football advice, as a lot of people are going to be doing their drafts this week, I would imagine, getting their teams set up, right? Because week 1, regular season, is upon us. First game's coming up a little bit later on this week. So, and then in addition to that, after Darian Durant, we will also have the Regina Red Sox report for Unifor 594. Bryce, Bunz, manager of Game Day Experience with Queen City Sports and Entertainment, will be joining us following the home opener at Curry Field this weekend. Also a great turnout, fantastic weather last night at Curry Field as well. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about that, as the Red Sox are off to a 3-1 start this season. We'll also pop in your sprinkle of the day for Sports Select at some point here. But again, you want to join in the conversation? Feel free. Prairieland Rentals text line at 306-936-6262. Prairieland Rentals, small power tools, skid steers, they got what you need. An official Husqvarna dealer. Deal with the owner at 600 Albert Street. The Riders unveiling their Grey Cup championship rings. And yeah, we have a lot of football to look forward to this week. But I do need to take a quick break. We're going to be back on the other side, okay? Still plenty to get to. Monday edition of the Sports Cage brought to you by Smoke'em Diesel. If you're a fix-it-yourself type of person, Smoke'em Diesel can hook you up with injectors, injection pumps, turbos, and all diesel hard parts. Still to come, Lance Hackewich of the Rider Room joins us. It's the Sports Cage on the home of Rider Nation, 620 CKRM, and streaming at sportscage.com.
To celebrate CKRM's 100th anniversary, we're honoring the icons who helped shape this station into what it is today. Our next 620 CKRM icon inductee, Rod Peterson. Here's a behind-the-mic moment with Rod Peterson.
I was 22, and Willie Cole called me and said, we have an opening here to be the voice of the Regina Pats. And for me, that was my dream job. That's all I ever wanted. So I was like, bye, PA. And they were upset at me when I left, but I didn't care. That's all I wanted to do was work at CKRM and call the Pats games. That was my lifelong goal. That's what I grew up listening to, was Kevin Gallant, but literally the radio under your pillow listening, and listening to Jeff too. I really enjoyed your interview with Jeff Courier. Some of my best memories were listening to him on the radio too, on the farm. So I was gone. I was like, within a day, I was in Regina. September 5th, 1995 was my first day on CKRM as the voice of the Pats. And I'll tell you, Brad, I don't know if you remember, but back then the Pats used to wear those black blazers with the Pats logo with Molson on it. And they handed me my blazer. I still remember. The Graham Tour gave it to me. I still remember the day. That was a proud day.
For more on our 100th year celebration, visit 620ckrm.com or sastoday.ca.
I'm guessing you've spent time with CKRM over the years. Those voices weren't just people on your radio. They were part of Saskatchewan. The ones who made you laugh when you needed it, kept you informed when everything was changing, and turned ordinary moments into memories. And now, something rare is about to happen. For one night only, those voices are coming back together. Not on air, not in clips, in the same room, in the same place. The greatest personalities in CKRM history, reunited for the station's 100th anniversary. And you're not just hearing the stories, you're sharing dinner with the icons you grew up with. Don't miss 100 years in one night, Saturday, July 18th at the Connexus Arts Center. Nights like this don't come back around. Get your tickets at the box office. Sponsors include McDougall Auctioneers, Souls Harbor Rescue Mission, Nelson GM in Assiniboine and Avonlea, Olympic RTMs, Next Gen Coatings, Positively Perfect Pets, and Whitewood Livestock.
Come over for a chit-chat. That's what my boss said the other day. A chit-chat? Am I visiting my grandma for a hard candy on the Chesterfield? Well, whatever you call it, one thing's for sure. Smart drivers go to your local Cooper tire dealer. They carry Cooper Cobra Instinct tires. They bring your car to a shorter stop on wet roads and have decisive maneuvering and sporty performance. Visit your local Cooper tire dealer and ask for Cooper Cobra Instinct tires. A chit-chat?
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Missed any part of the show? Check out the podcast powered by Freeze Tolman at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
Welcome back. Monday edition of the Sports Cage with Tegan and Curtis. Appreciate you coming along for the ride. So we were just talking a little bit about, obviously, this big broadcast deal for the CFL and taking your opinions on the text line, on the video chat as well, if you're watching on YouTube. So what do you think? I mean, obviously, this is a huge landmark deal for the league, and this is going to be exposing people to the product. It's going to be exposing Canadian football to a wider demographic of football fans in general. And yes, there are a lot of changes coming in 2027, and this is one of them. So Dean from Regina actually texted in Prairie Line Rentals text line at 306-936-6262 and said, I understand people's apprehensions about getting yet another streaming service, but I don't subscribe to NFL package because I'm not a big enough NFL fan. I will subscribe to DAZN because I want to see CFL games and I'm no spring chicken. I truly believe that people just have a hard time with change. From Dean in Regina. I tend to agree. I tend to agree with you, Dean. Trevor here, we were also talking a little bit about the CFL fantasy football that's coming in. Trevor messages, good day, guys. I'm not big on the rule changes, but if it gets new deals, then all good. I did fantasy draft last night. Site very lagging to do 4 picks. 1 round was over an hour. Could not pick guys in time, so auto-picked for a lot of selections. Nathan Rourke was picked by the first 2 guys. I hope they get glitches fixed. So that was Trevor in Regina reaching out to us. That is unfortunate. The CFL website leaves a lot to be desired. They've had their issues. I do hope that they can figure this out. But I mean, this is the week people are going to be doing their drafts. So if they haven't figured it out by now, I don't have a ton of confidence. And then really quick back here to what Jeffrey was saying on the YouTube chat when we were talking about this massive deal with DAZN and YouTube coming in and carrying some of these broadcasts for the CFL. Jeffrey, you said it well. Successful businessmen do not own businesses just to break even. And to my point a little bit earlier, there was only a couple of teams in the past few CFL seasons that actually turned a profit. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's also going to be one of those wait-and-see situations. I think it's going to make a whole lot of sense for the league long term. Why not get the game in front of more eyeballs and generate more revenue? We are going to get to our next guest here in just a little bit, but first I did want to quickly mention last night, a pretty special night for the Saskatchewan Roughriders as they unveiled and handed out the Grey Cup rings to the players, to the staff, to the front office. If you're watching the stream, AJ Ouellette actually posted a video of his. He's with Andrew Harris, running backs coach. They're sitting there, they're celebrating, they're looking at these snazzy rings, and they are so cool. Inside the ring, it's engraved saying, it's our time. Kind of wish they went with we're the big dogs. But that's okay. That was only the West Final, not the Grey Cup. So the top of the ring, 14 victories, 1 championship run. So the football-shaped removable top is fully encrusted and has the primary logo, 14 green baguette stones, each representing a victory for the season, 14 wins in 2025. The 112th Grey Cup trophy is set with 5 stones. So that symbolizes each championship secured by the franchise since its inception. Also kind of a cool nod. And then the wrapping, it says United by Rider Nation. The outer edge is adorned with Grey Cup champion wordmark, seamlessly wrapped with the team name below. It just says Rider Nation, a tribute to the unwavering support of this fan base, which is second to none. On the shoulders, they have the name, the last name of the player, and then, of course, their number. Looks really, really slick. And then, yes, that removable feature that I was talking about earlier. So when they do open up the front of the ring, I'm not sure how it hinges on, but there's actually a piece of a football inside there, of a Grey Cup game ball, precision laser engraving, and tick marks with a wooden piece that hangs in the tunnel leading out to the field. Like, it's really cool. You can see the inside of Mosaic Stadium inside the ring. If you haven't looked at these photos yet, go to sportscage.com and take a peek at it for yourself. I think they did a sensational job. They're really cool. And obviously well-deserved. It is the Monday installment of the Sports Cage for Smoke 'em Diesel, but I think now it is time to maybe head out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. And joining us now, pleased to be joined by Lance Hackewich, owner of the Rider Room, who runs a popular social media page showcasing your impressive collection of CFL and Rider memorabilia. First of all, thank you for taking the time to do this, Lance.
Oh, it's great to be here.
You know, I had an opportunity to tour through your Rider Room a little bit earlier this morning with your wonderful wife, and the only thing I think you're missing is one of those Grey Cup replica rings.
I agree. Aren't those awesome rings?
They look sensational, Lance. But you have a lot of other Grey Cup memorabilia, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I've got like a whole room of it, as you've seen earlier, yeah.
So at what point... At what point did you decide collecting Rider memorabilia, it was going to turn into more than just a hobby and to now what is known as the Rider Room? When did that moment kind of hit you, Lance?
Yeah. You know, me and my son were going to a lot of autograph things and stuff like that, and people would start giving us stuff. You know, the time we started collecting, the Riders weren't really the cool thing, oddly enough. And we amassed a lot of this stuff, and then it just snowballed from there. And I couldn't tell you exactly when we decided to go hardcore like this.
Was there one particular piece that you added to the collection, and then you were like, okay, this is getting serious?
You know, we were given a Grey Cup 66 ball, autograph ball, and then shortly after that, we had a ball that we got autographed ourselves of the 07 team. And then that was like, you know, wow, we got a couple really cool things here, right? And just maybe that was a good starting point right there.
So how much time would you say you invest in curating these items?
Well, in the summertime, the items often get put in here. A lot of the curating happens in the wintertime, right? And it can take a lot of time, that's for sure. And as you see, we take pictures of a lot of this stuff and document it on our social media so we can share it with Rider Nation.
I didn't even want to venture a guess as to how many pieces you have in your display room. Do you have a number?
No, I have no idea. Zero.
But probably not enough.
Not enough. Yeah, I agree. Not enough. Always on the search for other good Rider stuff, for sure.
So has there been any items in your adventures, any items that you think back and say, man, I wish I would have picked up that piece of memorabilia? Any missed opportunities?
Yeah, for sure. There was this, again, it was early in our collecting, and this guy had this framed cards of all the riders that died in the plane crash in the 50s, right? And I should have bought that. That was one thing that escaped me that I kind of regret not buying. Yeah.
So what is that holy grail piece that you're still looking for? Is there something out there that you're on the hunt for?
You know what? All those kind of good things just pop up out of nowhere, and you just don't know what comes out of the woodwork, right? Like, I mean, recently I acquired Jack Abistan's jersey, and that wasn't even on the radar for me, right? It's number 53 down there. It's so new. It's still it hasn't found a real home yet. So, you know, obviously some real holy grails would be like a Ronnie game-worn jersey, a George game-worn jersey. Those would be awesome to have, no doubt about it.
We'll put together a wish list, but you do still have some really cool items. And I wanted to specifically ask you, Lance, because we were talking about it when we were over earlier today. The famous loaf of bread from 1951. How did you even come across that? And tell us the story about it.
So the story of the bread, 1951, McGavin's made these mini loaves of bread to celebrate the fact that the Riders were going to the Grey Cup in Toronto. And if you actually YouTube the 1951 Grey Cup, you will see in the Grey Cup parade, they're actually throwing these off the float. And one day a guy just messages me from Saskatoon and says, we were cleaning out my dad's place and I have this. Would you be interested in it? And I went, hell yeah. Right? And of course, it has become the most talked about piece in the room for sure. No doubt about it.
I was flabbergasted that it wasn't moldy. What did they put in that bread?
Yeah, right? Come on, it was the 50s. It had to be better for you back then.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It was great.
More wholesome.
Yeah, it only takes about 50 years for it to digest. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, I never want to put this in anyone's brain because I would hate for this to happen, but hypothetically, if there were to be a natural disaster or a fire or something, and you could only save one piece from your collection, Lance, what are you beelining it to in that room?
Oh my gosh.
I know you have a ton of helmets, you have a ton of jerseys. It's a hard question, I know.
It's super. I'm going to go for that 66 Grey Cup autograph ball. I think that's going to be it. Yeah.
That's a fair assessment. So that would be the most valuable item in your room, maybe not necessarily financially, but just personally.
Yeah, I think so. Man, that is that's a super tough question. Yeah.
As I see you looking around the room trying to decide if you want to change your answer.
Right. We have that hat from the coach from 1951. That is another very super item. It's same year as the bread, right?
Well, and I know there was even some memorabilia from cheerleaders from the past, the straw hats.
Yeah. Oh no, this hat.
That one right there.
Yeah, that one. The straw hat you're thinking of was worn by the guys on the train that went to Vancouver for the Grey Cup in '66. Yeah. But the cheerleader hat is also pretty cool. Yeah.
They got to bring those back.
Absolutely.
Sell them in the Rider store.
Yeah, right. What if the girls love that?
So is there one former rider that you find their memorabilia is always in higher demand than maybe others, or maybe even just harder to find?
Geez, there's another super question. You got some, always in demand for rider stuff. Ronnie George all the time, right? George signed lots and lots of things, so there's lots of autographed George stuff out there. But yeah, autographed Ronnie stuff is harder to come by. But once again, the way stuff just pops out of the woodwork, you just never know what that next item is going to be, right?
What piece of Rough Rider history do you think maybe the younger CFL fans don't know enough about?
What piece of Rough Rider history? I
know there's a lot of it in that room.
Yeah, right. Geez, that too. There's 100 and whatever years of history here. That's a good one. A good one is the Park de Young story that the Riders started playing where the Value Village Mall is on Broad Street. That's an interesting piece of history. Or how bad the turf was, the original turf in Taylor Field.
You have a piece of that on your wall too, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. And we have we bought our row out of Taylor Field too. So we bought the longest row was 42 seats. And part of it hangs up in here as shelving in the rider room.
That's really cool. When did your love of the Riders begin?
My love of the Riders began as a kid. My dad never took me to games. He was the guy, he would listen to them on the radio every now and then. And I was the kid that would kick bottles and cut grass and get on that Rider Express bus and buy my 25-cent ticket, the rookie section, and enjoy the George and Ronnie show. That's how I fell in love with the Riders.
So is it just sheer fandom why you collect, or do you look at ever selling these pieces? What's sort of the catalyst for building this impressive collection that you have?
All my life, I've been a collector. I never picture selling it, and my son is as into it as I am, and he doesn't let me sell any of it because, maybe he wants to down the road, right? Yeah, my son won't let me sell any of it.
So it's really become a family endeavor.
Oh, absolutely. We bug my wife all the time that, hey, this is your rider room too, you know. And as you see earlier when you were here, she probably gave you a great tour.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
she's just as invested as you are.
Absolutely, yep.
So looking at this current team, because history in the making, just won, the franchise's 5th Grey Cup in history in 2025. Looking at this current team, what would you most like to add to your collection for future generations to remember, or to just, capture that moment in this era?
Of course, one of those Grey Cup rings would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? And we're slowly working on things like that. Like we have a Grey Cup championship ball already started to get autographed by the guys. We have a ball autographed last year from the guys. So that's the whole team, and we'll get whoever we can get on this branded Grey Cup ball, right? The future won't forget this era. And let's see, can they put back to back together here? Can we go on a run? Not just now with Trevor Harris, but the future looks bright for this team past that.
I mean, you were looking at the quarterback battles alone.
Right,
that
exactly.
Gives a Rider fan hope.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So looking back, is there one specific moment, Lance, that gives you chills every time that you think about it, whether it was the 2013 Grey Cup, that 2025 victory in Winnipeg? Is there one standout moment for you?
Definitely the 2013 Grey Cup, absolutely. And I think a lot of Rider fans are going to say that these days for sure.
Were you at the game?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine what Green Mile felt like after that win.
Yeah, and we were down there. We were down there pretty quick. Yeah, great time. It was a great time.
So, how are you feeling about the team heading into 2026?
As I said, in 25 and in 24, depends on that old quarterback. Can we keep him healthy? And we got a great O-line, right? So that the opportunities are there. I think there's a lot of optimism in Rider Nation for sure.
I'm sure you heard us talking about this right off the hop here, Lance, but as a dedicated Rider fan who has been following this team for a lot of years, what is your take on the new CFL TV broadcasting rights deal?
Well, I like the fact that I don't have to worry about the finances of the league or the team, because all my life, that's was always a concern, right? Will there be a league next year? Will there be a team next year? So for that, it's awesome. As a fan that might have to shell out a few more dollars for the DAZN, not everybody's going to do that. That's for sure. But as someone, I told someone at work today, not long ago, I couldn't find the money for a data plan on my phone. Now everyone has a data plan on their phone. So we'll see. Absolutely.
Okay. Very interesting take. I like that. Well, your collection has certainly grown. I know that your family is heavily invested, and keep on collecting those pieces, Lance. I love to see how much you have built it out. Even since I think the last time that you spoke with media about your Rider collection was the same year you were on Family Feud Canada with the rest of your crew, right?
That's correct. Yep.
You guys have a good experience there? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah, well, that's good. Well, Lance Hackewich of the Rider Room, thank you so much for doing this, man. I really appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Tegan. It was great. It was fun.
Yeah, no, awesome. Let me keep me posted on what else you happen to curate this season, okay?
Okay, for sure.
We'll touch base soon. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Take care, Tegan. Bye-bye.
You too. Lance Hackewich joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Of course, perfect pizza. All of your Western Canadian favorites cooked to perfection. Hit them up. Order yourself some za tonight. It's cloudy. It's not the sunniest, warmest day, so you might as well treat yourself, right? It's a Monday. Also, I did want to mention the Saskatchewan Roughrider Foundation 50/50 is upon us, considering we do have the bye this week here in Regina. You can still get in. The deadline is coming up June 9th, I do believe. So Riders 5050 is where you can go for this. It's a summer Rocky Mountain family getaway for the early bird prize package that is up for grabs this week. So it's 3 nights at the Malcolm Hotel in Canmore. And yes, I did look it up. This thing looks pretty snazzy. You also get an ice field adventure and a ride on the Banff gondola. Now, if you don't feel like going to the Rocky Mountains for whatever reason, you can always take the cash. Take the money and run. $3,600 cashola. Okay, plenty of exclusive getaways, experiences up for grabs all season long, whether it is a sports trip or a destination vacation. New early bird prizes to be won heading into every single rider game. A variety of different ticket packages that you can buy as well if you want to go on with some friends, some buddies, some family members. Go all in, spend a little extra scratch, better odds at winning. Buy your tickets now online at riders5050.ca. All right, we are going to take a quick break. Still to come, we got your sports ticker. We're going to talk a little bit of hockey, maybe. We'll do that when we come back, okay? It's a Sportscage on the home of Rider Nation, 620 CKRM, and streaming at sportscage.com.
If you're thinking about a landscape project but not quite sure where to start, hi, I'm Sean from the Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop. That's why we built this place. We help you make the right calls, from choosing materials to understanding how it goes together, so your project turns out the way you want. Whether it's paving stones, retaining walls, or irrigation, our team will help you get it right the first time. Stop by our showroom on the East Vic Service Road or visit therustyshovel.ca. Great projects start at the shovel. The Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop.
Spring's finally here.
Spring in Regina? I'll believe it when I'm sitting on a patio.
Then let's get to Pump Jacks. Patio's open.
Open now?
Yep, Sunday brunch, daily food, and drink specials.
Hold on, brunch and a patio?
And weekly live entertainment.
All right, that's not spring. That's a lifestyle.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
The summer farm season provides a landscape full of opportunity with Ritchie Brothers. Our sales schedule runs from June 9th through August 12th, with 35 exclusive farm auctions spread across Western Canada, bringing you fertile land and quality equipment ripe for the picking. When the fields are at their best, it's time to tap into farm country. Get started today at rbauction.com/agriculture. Once again, that's rbauction.com/agriculture.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. Powered by Prairie Land Rentals. From power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need for your job. 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Sportscage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com and our YouTube channel. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Yes, Monday edition of the Sports Cage brought to you by Smoke 'em Diesel. My name's Tegan Whitco. I'm here with Curtis Gammon. He's keeping us on the air. 620 CKRM, as well as the stream at sportscage.com, X, Twitter, whatever you call it, YouTube as well. You can join in on the chat there if you'd like to join the conversation. Just had a conversation with Lance Hackewich of the Rider Room. Great conversation. Super impressive setup that he's got there. If you want to check it out, the Rider Room on social media. We were also talking a little bit about this newly announced streaming deal for the CFL that came out last week. I haven't been on the show since it was announced, so I'm still curious. I'm still kind of digesting all the information. Rose from Regina did say, I don't care how wonderful the streaming will supposedly be. There's only so much money on the money tree decision made. And that's absolutely valid, absolutely fair. I can see it from both sides. You know, I can also see why the league wants to do this. If you have a take, love to hear it. 306-936-6262 is the Prairie Land Rentals text line. So, yeah, Grey Cup championship rings distributed yesterday. Streaming deal announced last week. Now the Riders at least get a little bit of a breather before they head into their first regular season game, which is going to be taking place next week. Mosaic Stadium, June 13th, against the BC Lions. It's going to be a lot of fun. Last time they played at Mosaic Stadium, West Final against the BC Lions. And they're going to be having their championship banner unveiling. And they're going to be having those rings I mentioned in the locker room. Those are so sick. Those look so cool.
I haven't seen one in person yet. Funny enough, first thing in the morning, Tegan, when I came to the office here, the very first person I saw across the street, Samuel Emelis. He was coming to do some stuff at the station here, and first thing I asked him was like,
"Where's your ring?
Where's your ring?
Where's your ring, bro?"
Didn't wear it.
Maybe I had to get it sized or something.
Who knows? But yeah, they're cool. They're flashy, all right.
They're awesome, especially with that removable top where you see the inside of Mosaic Stadium.
Yeah, and it's got the game ball from the Grey Cup, like the little
a little piece of it.
A little piece of it. It's pretty cool, and all the gemstones. I believe there's 14 of them, one for every win. Yeah, it is really cool.
Yeah, they're really, really nice. And then it's our time with the final score of the Grey Cup, 25-17. That's on the inside of the ring, and then on the actual band on the underside of the finger, it says Rider Nation, which is pretty cool.
What if they had the whole quote there? What if they had said, "I'm not here to talk about Nathan Rourke. It's our time."
Or we're the big dogs.
We're the big dogs.
We might have to bust that out ahead of the regular season home opener.
Yeah.
That was a fun song. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. He got a little spicy in the pregame press coverage heading into that West Final against the BC Lions. A game I will never forget.
Yeah. As someone that goes to those pressers, it was very interesting. It was a very different vibe from Trevor Harris, to say the least.
He meant business.
Yeah. We're the big dogs. Takes a big sniff, and then just nothing. You're like, okay.
Understood. Okay, this guy means business. Well, I mean, they had the bye in the, semifinal weekend, so maybe he was just coming through full of you-know-what and vinegar, ready to go.
Yeah, I guess so.
Speaking of the Riders, cut down day was on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been much discussion about a couple of positions, primarily the quarterback, QB2, because we saw Shagger shine. Shagger, swagger, shine.
Shagger, swagger, shine.
That's a tongue twister. Triple S. Okay, so they are keeping 4 quarterbacks on the roster.
That's crazy.
I thought was interesting. I feel like because they have Cone, Stevens, Shagger backing up Trevor Harris, it feels only, and I'm just speculating here, I have no inside baseball knowledge here. I would anticipate that you'll probably have Cone backing up Trevor Harris, at least for the first little bit of the season. And if that doesn't work out for whatever reason, he gets some reps, and then maybe you test out Shagger. But someone's got to drop down to the PR, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not a boots on the guy at practice, but from what we've heard from people that are, like Dave Thomas and whatnot, like Jack Cohn looks good at practice, and he's been in the system a couple years now.
3.
Yeah, exactly. So you would think he gets the nod for the QB2 position because he's been in it for a while. Shager's obviously showing a lot of promise, and that's why it was a tough cut. So they didn't do it. So that is very interesting. It was one of those ones that I was keeping a close eye on, and I was like, what are they going to do?
You and the rest of Saskatchewan, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, and again, who knows what's going to happen at practice next week heading into that game against the BC Lions, right? Maybe they're going to be splitting some reps between Shagger and Cone, and maybe they're still battling it out for that position.
I would imagine so. If I was a betting man like Barney, I would say that QB2 position is still up to be grabbed, to
be determined.
To be determined. Even whoever they put as QB2 for this, the home opener, it's going to change, or it could change, one of the two.
But isn't it nice to have options?
Yes, that is one thing that is for certain is options are nice.
Unfortunately, not everyone can stick around.
Yes.
And one of those players that is not sticking around, which did come as a little bit of a surprise to me, was Mario Anderson Jr. He led the team in preseason rushing, but he was released over the weekend. He has been with the team since Kadeem Carey was injured, had that season-ending injury last year.
I think last year he was one of those guys that was on the practice. No, he was a training camp guy.
When TBH, Thomas Bertrand-Hudon went down with injury, he stepped up.
Yeah, I can't recall if he was like on the practice roster for training camp and stuff and then was cut and then brought back, because he was brought back around kind of like Labor Day, and I remember he ended up first game out there, he got 2 touchdowns on Labor Day, which was fun to see. He was celebrating pretty hard. But yeah, that was definitely a surprising one, because that's a guy that's already had some game time experience and reps. Yeah.
Well, Conley sticks around, which also a very impressive player who spent some time in the NFL. So it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out, right? Because obviously we know undisputed starter is going to be AJ Ouellette. Yes. And then behind him, Thomas Bertrand-Hudon. And now it looks like Conley will be the player after him on the depth chart. So, again, it's still so early in the season. They haven't even taken a snap of regular season football yet. But we know Mario Anderson Jr. out. We also know that the Riders moved on from veteran defensive back Benny Sapp III, which he had some pretty good flashes in preseason. So I'm a bit surprised to hear that over the weekend. But I think another one that caught people by surprise, Jonathan Kim.
Yes.
The kicker, the American
kicker. Position has been a talking point for quite some time as someone that does the post-game show, the call-in show, you know.
Yep. I think I still have PTSD from how much people went after Brett Lauther. But there was a good question was brought up here on the text line, Prairie Land Rentals at 306-936-6262. Kelly from Calgary asking what the deal was with Jonathan Kim. Right? Why release Kim? He was really good, and he played very well. It seems as though it looks like a bit of a ratio thing. And then Kelly said, why bring him in then with no Lauther? And Kim showing been really good. Probably should have figured something out. I tend to agree. I also am not a coach or general manager, so.
Yeah, it's going back to the quarterback thing. It's an options. Like, you need to keep your options open, because what if Hale wasn't cutting it, you know what I mean? That's when you're going to go with Jonathan Kim. Yeah. But like, if it's really close and it's a ratio thing, you got to make the tough cut.
And decisions have to be made at this time of year, right? So they are going to be going with Alex Hale for the time being. Global punter Jesse Mirko also released over the weekend. So he did not have the best showing up in Saskatoon at Griffith Stadium during that second preseason game. So I think a lot of people, maybe predicted that there would be some changes over there. So Chapman is going to be the lone punter on the roster heading into the regular season next week here in Regina. So, and then let me see, defensive back Juju Hughes, released American defender, was one of the early standouts at camp, put himself firmly in the roster conversation, but he didn't crack the active roster. Hughes was retained on the practice roster. So we might still see him. And looked promising in that secondary. So that's kind of what the bigger stories were. If you have opinions on some of the cuts, please reach out, 306-936-6262. I know we're getting some more text messages in here, and we'll get to those in just a little bit because we are running out of time this hour. Also, if you missed it earlier, we did have a chat with the one and only Lance Hackewich of the Rider Room. You can go back and listen to that in podcast form at any time. But right now, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with the Sports Ticker. This is the home of Rider Nation on 620 CKRM, streaming at sportscage.com.
This is Country Gold with Steve Harmon, your home for the country hits of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Hello, I'm Steve Harmon, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week we play country favorites from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and we check in with the stars who made them, too. This weekend on Country Gold.
Country Gold, brought to you by Trent Dickin and his experienced team at Flooring Superstore. Saturday mornings at 6 and Sunday afternoons at 4 on the Voice of Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
What if I picked the wrong hail coverage?
Palliser.
Or I miss a better deal?
Nah.
Or better coverage?
Palliser.
You never worry?
No.
What else is there to talk about? Palliser Insurance. Call your trusted agent today or buy online at your convenience. Visit palliserinsurance.com. Anywhere, anytime.
The world is changing. From the misuse of AI and the rise of deepfakes to the dangerous spread of misinformation, it's getting harder for Canadians to separate fact from fiction. That's why having a trustworthy news source is vital. At Global News, we're committed to objective journalism that cuts through the noise. Stick to the facts. Global News, Canada's trusted news.
If you've been putting up with cold showers and hard water that makes everything feel like more work, stop waiting. Reliance Heat makes it easy. Rent a water heater and a water softener starting at about $1.20 a day and get $400. That means hot water when you need it and water that just works better. No big upfront cost, no hassles. Visit waterheaterrentals.com to get the offer.
Call on Reliance.
Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
It's time for the Sports Ticker. Brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Rent a water heater and water softener starting at about $1.20 a day and get $400 when you switch to Reliance Heath.
All right, Western Canadian Baseball League, you got the Swift Current 57s in Medicine Hat facing the Mavericks tonight just before 7 o'clock. No hockey tonight in the NHL as we get ready for the Stanley Cup final between Vegas and Carolina. Tomorrow will be game 1, 6 o'clock. Jays, also off today. Quiet night. But they will be facing the Braves tomorrow to open up that brand new set. Regina Red Sox also off today, but they will be hosting the Saskatoon Berries at Curry Field for the first time this season tomorrow night. So first pitch goes out just after 7 o'clock. And in fact, we are actually going to have Bryce Bunz from the Regina Red Sox joining us a little bit later on in the show to talk about their new game day experience. It's pretty cool. I was there last night, actually. And the Cleveland Browns and Los Angeles Rams agreed to terms in a blockbuster trade that will send two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams. That one was a little surprising this morning. Sportscage.com poll. Are you happy with the 2026 Saskatchewan Roughrider roster? What do you think? You can vote now. Head to sportscage.com. And on the Prairie Land Rentals text line at 306-936-6262. We have been talking about this new CFL broadcast deal. My first time on the show since it was announced last week. Also talking about some of these roster cuts. So if you want to chime in, join the conversation anytime. As it pertains to the new broadcasting deal rights on DAZN and having some of that content also landing on YouTube in addition to TSN, Brandon said the same things were being said in 2008 when it was announced all games in Grey Cup were moving to TSN by subscription and no longer available for free on CBC. So history repeating itself a little bit. We also have Derek chiming in on this deal. Derek in Saskatoon. People can consider a group subscription for DAZN. For example, Derek is going to be getting a subscription and having family and friends over to watch. He hosts, but they bring the food and the drink. Great trade-off and always more fun to watch the game with other fans. So it is kind of a win-win. That makes sense. I like that. Another texter here, again, Prairie Land Rentals text line. We were talking about the fact that Jonathan Kim was released by the Saskatchewan Roughriders on cut down day over the weekend. Kim was the better kicker, but they had to drop an American. They needed to keep the global. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. Okay, we got to take a quick break, get to news here on the other side. Scott Flory from the University of Saskatchewan Huskies will be joining us next, so hang tight. It's the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM and streaming at sportscage.com.
We are 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station, broadcasting live from downtown Regina.
News is brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. Call 781-2090.
It's 4 p.m. Good afternoon. Mostly cloudy and 15 degrees in Regina. I'm Denis Conroy from the Saturday Newsroom with 620 CKRM News. Saskatchewan RCMP have issued a dangerous person alert this afternoon following a report of an active shooter at a health clinic in Pelican Narrows. People in the area and the surrounding areas are being advised to find a safe place, lock their doors, and to not approach the suspect, who is currently unknown but has been described as a male wearing all black clothing with a face covering. RCMP say because the situation is rapidly unfolding, they will provide an update as soon as possible. Saskatchewan Trade Minister Warren Kading is leading a mission to China to strengthen trade ties and promote agriculture exports. The trip runs until June 6th and includes meetings in 3 different cities in China. Officials are building on renewed Chinese purchases of Saskatchewan canola, peas, and beef. The province says about 70% of its production is exported. Corman Park police say a driver was caught traveling 204 kilometers an hour in a 90 kilometer an hour zone near Saskatoon. The novice driver received a $1,515 speeding ticket, a 7-day license suspension, and a 30-day vehicle impoundment. Saskatchewan's new Response to Illicit Drugs Act is now in effect. The law gives the province new tools to target drug traffickers and recover costs tied to illegal drug activity. Officials say it does not apply to simple possession and is part of a broader strategy that includes policing and addiction treatment. SGI is reminding drivers to slow down around emergency and service vehicles during its June traffic safety spotlight. Drivers must slow to 60 kilometers an hour when passing stopped vehicles with flashing lights. SGI says 124 collisions involving emergency vehicles were reported in Saskatchewan last year, causing 22 injuries and 1 death. Rancho El Rose Society is marking 60 years of service in Saskatchewan today. What began as a single group home has grown into a major human services organization with more than 1,000 staff. Leaders say the milestone reflects decades of supporting youth, families, and communities. Regina is turning tourists into local customers. Tourism Regina has launched a new promo card program that gives visitors spending power at more than 60 local businesses and attractions. The prepaid cards are being distributed through conferences, sporting events, and tourism activities instead of traditional giveaways. Officials say early results are encouraging, with visitors spending about 2.5 times the card's value once they arrive at participating businesses. The program aims to boost exploration while supporting Regina's economy. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Looking for a new career with a growing local company? Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling in Emerald Park are now hiring. They're currently in need of plumbers and sheet metal workers, from apprentices to journeymen. Competitive wages, plenty of work, family-style work environment. If you're ready for a new challenge, bring your resume to 2 Percival Drive in Emerald Park or call 781-2090. That's 781-2090.
Weather for next-gen coatings. Spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name. 1865 McCarra Street, Regina. Mainly cloudy today with some isolated showers and a high of 18 degrees. Tonight, we're going to be dropping to a low of +9. For tomorrow, partly sunshine and a high of 21 degrees. For Wednesday, cloudy, maybe some showers and a high of 21. Thursday, mix of sun and cloud, high of 21 degrees as well. And then Friday, partly to mostly sunny and a high of 24.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now next gen coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings, 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Smokem Diesel in Regina. So you want to do it yourself? No problem. We sell injection pumps, injectors, and turbos to fit all your needs. Find us on Facebook today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Appreciate you taking the time on this Monday for Smokem Diesel. I'm Tegan Whitco here with Curtis Gammon, taking you through all the stories of the weekend. Lots of football talk still to come. I mean, we'll have Clutch Performer with Kellen Solar. Quite a few options to go through there. So we'll have that coming up for you. Miss Rodeo, Shylah Sitter, she's in town. She's going to be popping by a little bit later on this hour. Chat with us a bit. Darian Durant, he's going to talk about that new CFL broadcast deal, the Riders cuts, maybe some CFL fantasy football advice. And then, of course, as we head into week 1 of the regular season, maybe he'll give us some picks. Or at the very least, we'll talk about the matchups. Red Sox report today is going to be Bryce Bunz, manager of game day operations with Queen City Sports and Entertainment. The Regina Red Sox just had their home opener over the weekend. And both games at home, very well attended. Great weather. So you really can't go wrong there. And I didn't even get a single bug bite, which is shocking. They usually love me. But yeah, we have that. And then we also have your sprinkle of the day coming up with Sports Select. Join in the conversation at any point. I know we have a ton of text messages coming in here. Feel free to add yours on the Prairie Land Rentals text line at 306-936-6262. All of our guests join us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. I don't want to keep our next guest waiting any longer, so let's do it. Head coach, University of Saskatchewan Huskies, the one and only Scott Flory. Thanks for taking the time, Scott.
Hi, Tegan. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I think the last time we spoke might have been post-game after the Grey Cup victory, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while for sure. So,
well, you've been busy. I know that much during the off-season. You also made it up to the Rider preseason game in Saskatoon at Griffiths, right? What'd you think?
Yeah, that was awesome. We love having them up here. We love the relationship, obviously, with those guys, from Craig Reynolds to Jo to Corey. It's just been awesome. And then being there for that game, it was it almost felt like one of our homecoming games with some extra stuff. The Rider, just that organization's first class, top to bottom. So they brought in the screen that made us a little bit jealous. We need a jumbotron type screen in our end zone there, but yeah, it was really good. It was a great atmosphere. It was incredibly well run. Obviously, just first class, top to bottom.
Yeah, we got to get you a new score clock, because at one point I was on the field with Wes Cates trying to do the halftime report, and I could not read the time.
Yeah, I don't even know if they make the light bulb for that thing anymore. It's so old. So yeah, we're working on it. Trust me, we're working on it. We've got construction going on right now. I'm not even in my normal office. We got kicked out of our building because we got some construction going on in our football facility. So getting an expansion and stuff there. So good things are happening up here at Griffiths.
Yeah, that's positive news. Absolutely. And the finale of that game, Scott, that had to have been so special to watch Daniel Wiebe right to the numbers on the chest, taking it into the end zone for that game-winning touchdown. That had to be a pretty proud moment for you as well.
100%. I remember recruiting that kid. He's out of, Rosetown he kind of grew up in, but from Herschel, small town kid that made his way into the city, that just relentless work ethic, desire, just everything about that kid is phenomenal. Notepad, pen and paper every day, taking notes, just wants to get better. It felt like it was kind of set up there. They had the big play, and then to finish off with Daniel, I'm so happy and so proud of that kid. Just an awesome young man.
Well, and you can tell that there's definitely the right mentality heading into games like that. Even coming off of a game-winning touchdown like that, I spoke with him post-game on the field, and he was saying, I didn't perform as well as I wanted to. It's like, dude, you just scored the game-winning touchdown. Enjoy it. But that's got to speak a little bit to, your coaching style and kind of the mentality that your players have of they always want to get better, even in a guy like Nelson the Combo, right?
Yeah, Nelson was actually my first recruit. That was... I remember when he called me when he officially committed. So he was my first ever recruit as the head coach. So both those guys kind of bookending a little bit. But yeah, it's, I think the one thing with these guys, just having been there in that environment, is you got to know that you got to show up every day. Just success today does not guarantee success tomorrow. And you got to show up every day and ready to work and ready to get better. And we compete a ton up here. It's part of the DNA of our football culture here, of our football team, and we just do it. We do it nonstop, and I think we do it in a positive way. But it gives great opportunity for these young men to be able to show and perform. And then also, he's just trying to get better. And I know Daniel's he's got a long runway, as does Nelson. There's many years left on those guys, and I think they'll make the Rider fans proud.
Every year, it seems like more and more Husky players seem to make an impact at a pro level. So how proud are you of the pipeline that you've established?
Yeah, it's interesting is that like our purpose is to win here, right? Like it's to win football games and to represent our program and all that kind of stuff. But any guy that has an opportunity to go beyond, we want to do our best to help them go beyond. We're not in it for stats or for drafts and this and that. Like, so any of our guys that get drafted or get the opportunity, they've earned it. They deserve it. We had 2 young men this year get drafted. One guy's coming back. The other one, Regina guy in Parks, looks like he made the team out there in Ottawa and stuff. So we want nothing but success for these guys. Be it here, be it at the next level, be it after football as well, because football will end. So, just trying to combine all that, being able to do it all and give these guys the opportunity that are good enough to have that opportunity to be able to play at the next level. I think that's a pretty cool opportunity too. We try to do it all on every aspect and facilities and coaching and environment, and obviously the fan base and everything that goes on with football here in this province is pretty cool.
It must have felt a little bit odd standing on the sidelines or watching from afar, you not coaching these players. But what do you look for in a preseason game when you're watching these guys performing, battling for jobs? What are you seeing that maybe the average fan isn't looking for?
I think if you're talking about like at a professional level, I think those guys, they're just looking for guys to be able to make plays that understand. It's one thing to practice. It's another thing to be able to meet that moment in a game and still be able to perform and adjust and react and do it at a high level with speed. And then, it's not that any different for us is that, you look at markers, you can tell pretty quickly. First impressions are important. If you ever bought a house, you walk in, you're kind of like, nah, it rarely does that stuff kind of change, but first impressions are key, but then it's reinforcing that over time and then also getting better and better and better. And I think for those guys, for a guy like Daniel, and Nick Weave and Nelson Lacombe, those guys have been grinding. And then when they get to that game, it's that opportunity. That's your job interview, the opportunity to be able to show can you retain? Can you operate at speed? Can you do it with physical and within the structure? And then who can make a play? Like play with some awareness and who can make a play. And I think that's what they're looking for. We're looking for the same thing, just on a different level.
Now, you know this just as well as any other player. Not everyone gets to make the team. Not everybody cracks the roster. So how valuable is it for young players to experience a CFL camp, even if they don't make it on that depth chart?
Professional football is, I was very fortunate for a long time to be a part of it. And that experience, I got to go, and then I came back to college, finished my degree, and then had a chance to go back and embark on a long career there. Just speaking about a guy like Daniel Weave, I also played with a former Hall of Famer in S.J. Green in Montreal, who was on our practice squad for about 2.5 years. And then he got his opportunity, and obviously he's in the Hall of Fame. And SJ is one of the best receivers ever to play in the CFL. So, I'm not saying Daniel, I'm not comparing him to that, but I think the situation is there. You start in the practice squad, you grind, you learn, and then when you get your opportunity, you're ready and you're prepared for it. And I think that's what it is. But, even the guys that get to go and get to be a part of it, there's nothing really like it. I think there's always an adjustment going from high school to college, and then from college to pro. It is as much as it is the physical, it's the mental. I know they're installing a ton of plays every day, and you got to know what you're doing. And then you got some guy yelling at you, and then you got, There's always everything's filmed, everything you do, and being able to handle all of that and do it with and still be able to perform. It's not easy.
I do need to ask you a little bit here about Seth Hundeby. From Saskatoon, President's Trophy winner in 2025, top defensive player of youth sports football, 4th-round pick for the Riders, but retiring from football. It's got to be a little bit bittersweet for you to see that.
Yeah, it's, and it's at the end of the day, I want our athletes to be in the best position for whatever they want to do in life. And sometimes football continues and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's by choice, sometimes it's by force. Seth's an engineer. He's a smart kid. He's got a bright future ahead of him. He chose that path, and I don't blame him for it. When I was coming out, I graduated with an engineering degree here from the U of S too. I wanted to play football, and that was my path. So I'm not going to, at any means, he's practically my neighbor in our area. His parents are phenomenal. The kid, I just want what's best for him, and that's his path. And I love him and support him. And that's just, that's what he's chosen. So yeah, I mean, what I think or care, I just want what's best for him. It's irrelevant, my opinion. I just want what's best for him, and if that's his best path, I'm all in on it.
Yeah, I think he's going to do just fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah.
So we are, 95 days away from the start of your season, defending Hardy Cup champs. Yeah, I think Calgary is going to be the first game for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. So does last year's run to the Vanier Cup, does that give you extra motivation after coming up short in the national final?
It's so different. We turn over so much of our football team. To me, we've played in 3 of the last 5 Vanier Cups, and we haven't won any of them yet. And that's what we're striving for every year. We're going to line up this year. I know we're going to have a good football team, and I know we're going to be trying to play in the last possible game that we can play. It's hard to win. I lived that in the CFL for a long time. I live it here. It's hard to win. There's really good athletes, coaches, programs, all that kind of stuff. We try to separate ourselves in what we do, but man, we're trying to get to that end of the season. And the thing is with college football, sustainable winning, I think it's a little bit more predictable because we can recruit and things like that. But we're just trying to work our butts off, and we're really looking forward to the season. As it sits now, our quarterback is cleared. He's fully cleared to play. So with Anton Amadou coming off he had the cancer diagnosis there 3/4 of the way through the season. So again, just want what's best for this kid, and he's been cleared. He's been out practicing, and it gives you some hope for the fall. So we're excited. We're looking forward to it. It'll come. We got some time, right? 90 some days or whatever he said. So we're not going to race ahead. But man, when it's time to perform, we'll be ready to go.
Really happy to hear that Anton is doing better. It's going to be great to see him suiting up in University of Saskatchewan green again next season. So the Canada West, the schedule has been released now. I mean, that's how I could do the math. I promise I'm a radio person, but yes, I can count. The annual showdown against the Rams. That one's circled on a lot of our calendars. Is it for you? Does that feel extra special? I know that you said you want to win that last game of the season. You want to win the Vanier Cup, but after meeting in the Hardy Cup, is that going to be a little extra spicy when you two face each other?
Well, it always, it's the rivalry games are really good. I mean, I'm a Regina guy, born and raised, so I went to the Boldest High. I'm a product of RMF football. So yeah, I mean, our guys know that game, when that game is, and their guys know when that game is. It's a one-off this year, so we don't get them twice in the schedule, and we're down in Regina for that. So, listen, it's going to be a lot of fun. That game is always, we got so much respect for them and the program, and what Mark's done there, especially of late. We faced them in the last 2 Hardy Cups, so with Coach McConkey there. So we'll be ready to go. That'll be a physical game. There's no doubt about it. There's little love loss, I think, between the programs, but there's a tremendous level of respect, though, and compete, right? And that's really what it's about. They're a good football team. I think we're a pretty good football team. So I hope everybody comes out to watch that one. It'll be a good one.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Also, 3 straight Friday night games on your schedule. Do you kind of like the way that this schedule is set up down the stretch?
I love it. I love the Friday nights. The students come out. We get the dorms. We got 27 to 30,000 students here. We get a good chunk of them out to our games. And the players love the Friday night, get the lights going, all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere up here at Griffiths, I tell you. If you've never been to a game, you got to come to one.
Yeah, it is second to none. What a great facility. So what does the offseason look like for you, Scott? What have you been working on? I'm sure that you're keeping busy.
Yeah, actually for us, we had a little shift. We did all our spring ball in May here, so it changed the rules. U Sports changed the rules last year where we could actually practice through till the end of May. So we actually just finished up yesterday. We're going to take advantage of every rule that they're given. We're going to practice as much as we can and try to get better. So, now we're going to slow down a little bit here in June and July and recruiting. There's some, the minor program stuff. We'll make sure we're never going to lose sight on that. You're only as good as your talent on the field. We don't actually do anything as coaches. We just stand there. We need the guys that can actually perform, and we got a great recruiting class coming in this year, and we'll get on that again. And then it's bigger, faster, stronger for our players all summer. That's their mode. We'll worry about all the other stuff, and they just got to be ready to go on Friday, August 14th when we open up training camp.
I love that. talking about your experience in the CFL, how do you translate that experience into coaching at the youth sports level?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think that, as a player, I got to experience a whole bunch of styles and different people and personalities and locker rooms and kind of DNA makeup of what I feel like are winners and personalities that you can put into place. And, at the end of it, it's all about the people. I really do believe that. Like talent, I've seen wasted talent, and I've seen under-talented guys or not enough talent, you'd think, somehow make it and excel. So I think that the one thing is I understand, I've been there, I've done that. It doesn't make us a better anything or a better coach or anything like that. But I think there's some experience there. And then I've learned so much as a head coach, just being here. I'll never forget that first bowl game. We went into Western in 2018. And I was like, whoa, these guys are different. And like, we had a little bit of awakening there. And then every time, you're just trying to get better. And we talked about that earlier, right, Tegan, just about that compete level and get better. So yeah, I take a lot of that, there's a lot of scars in coaching, as it were, and as a player as well. I mean, I was fortunate to have some success as a player. You win 3 Grey Cups, yeah, but I lost 5 of them too. And you learn a lot coming out of those losses. And we've lost 3 Vanier Cups here, and we're going to be scratching and clawing to get back there. But you learn a lot coming out of those things.
That's the only mentality you can have, right? You just got to try to do better next season. I love that. Okay, real quick, you can call an audible on this one if you'd like to. The new CFL broadcasting deal was announced last week. DAZN, YouTube, and TSN now all involved. From your perspective, having been around football for a very long time, Scott, having been in the CFL, what's your take on this? Have you really developed one yet?
Honestly, we've been so busy, I haven't really thought about it. I do know this, though. Everybody loves free stuff. So, like, it could be a T-shirt or a pen. Everybody loves free stuff. And people don't really like change. So anytime that there's change, there's always... I will say this. I had an opportunity. We put an ask out to the commissioner to come to our dog's breakfast, and he showed up. And I ended up the day before, had a one-on-one with him and our AD, Shannon Chin, another Regina girl. She went to Sheldon, though, not the same. I went to Ebola. So, but like, I got a ton of respect for him. I told him that I think that, he's trying new things and there's change. I mean, that's part of life. I think in football and for us as coaches and athletes, change is constant, so you get more used to that. You're just kind of like, okay, what's the sandbox I'm in? All right, I'll play in the sandbox. You know what I mean? And if there's some rule changes or anything, you can gripe all you want. Just at the end of the day, you gotta move forward, right? So I haven't dove into. I know there's a bunch of change. You got the zone, all that kind of stuff. And I do that. My kids want it for the NFL games and stuff. So I'm already a DAZN guy, I think. So at the end of it, though. I think for me and my time there and when I look at it now as a fan of professional football, the investment back into the product and the players is really what it is. If you invest back into the players, you're going to have a better product. And then you can do the, ticket sales and all that other kind of stuff down the road. But I think that you really have to invest in the players and the product. And if that means salaries all the way down, but it's really about the players and, because that product is what makes the game special. And if the CFL can drive more revenue and put more money in the players' pockets, you're going to get a better product, which will then, just come back full circle. So change is change, What didn't Shrek say? Change is good, donkey. So anyway, we'll figure it out.
That is the quote of the day. Scott Flory quoting donkey. I love it.
Yeah.
No, Scott, I do appreciate your time. I know that you have a little bit of a rest here before you guys get back at her in training camp. So best of luck, and we'll definitely have to catch up once the season gets underway.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Tegan. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Scott Flory, University of Saskatchewan Huskies head coach. Always appreciate him taking the time. We have to take a quick time out, I do believe. Yeah, because we still have your clutch performer to come. Miss Rodeo is going to be joining us in a little bit here. Plus, we're going to catch up with Crofty. We have your sprinkle of the day. Darian Durant after 5. Bryce Bunz from the Regina Red Sox after 5 o'clock as well. Still plenty on the way, so hang tight, okay? We'll be right back. It's a Sports Cage, and it's on 620 CKRM and streaming at sportscage.com.
Hello?
What's your favorite garage door specialist?
What?
You like scary movies? Because I've seen what happens when you ignore that grinding noise.
But it's just a little squeak.
That's what they all say. Until the door won't open. Or worse, won't close. So call Busy Bee Doors.
Well, why didn't you just lead with that? Jeez.
Call Busy Bee Doors. They can fix or replace any commercial or garage door. It's a real scream. Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
Karen explains why she is comfortable investing her money with Brian Golly of Smart Investing Solutions.
I don't have to worry about it. Once I do it, I know it's looked after, and I have seen good success as well in our investment. He's very knowledgeable, he's very trustworthy, and he wants the best for his clients.
Don't guess with your money. Call Brian at 306-546-2533. SmartInvestingSolutions.ca.
Got a landscape project in mind this year, but not sure how to bring it together? Hi, I'm Sean from the Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop. This is where projects get stuck, not knowing what to do first. That's what our project consult is for. We'll come out, walk the space with you, and help you build a clear plan. Whether you're doing it yourself or need a contractor, we'll point you in the right direction. Book your project consult today at therustyshovel.ca/consult. Great projects start at the shovel. The Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop. 2 green thumbs up.
The Sportscage Clutch Performer for Keln Solar. Thinking about saving money by using solar power? Keln Solar is a local family company that can put solar panels on your home, business, or farm. KelnSolar.com.
It's Tegan Whitco, Curtis Gammon with you. Sportscage Studio, corner of 12th and Rose for your Clutch Performer, brought to you by Keln Solar. Okay, so we're going to start off here with the PWHL's Montreal Victoire Walter Cup champions. Their celebrations included belting out Celine Dion, and it was pretty epic. More than 20,000 people showed up for the celebrations and the parade. Unforgettable. Also, Prince Albert's own Caitlin Wallaby, from Sports Rookie of the Year, with the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, to becoming the first Saskatchewan player to win a professional women's hockey league championship. That is pretty dang clutch. That's awesome. So there you go. To all the Montreal Victoire team, and of course all of their fans for cheering them on, and that really cool Celine Dion sing-along that they put on. So there's number one. We got another hockey one here that I'm going to stick with. World Men's Hockey, yes, Canada lost to Norway in the bronze medal game, but you got to shout out Alexander Barkov. Holy. Florida Panthers forward tore his ACL, MCL in his right knee during training camp all the way back in September, remember? He missed the whole NHL season after 2 Stanley Cups with Florida, comes back to captain Finland, beats Switzerland for a gold medal. Excuse me? Alexander Barkov. Clutch. This next one, I'm not really sure if I go with clutch or unclutch. I think it's unclutch with this one. Yeah, Curtis is shaking his head like, yes, it's unclutch. So there's a fan in right field at the Jays game, and he was kind of communicating with Jesus Sanchez. He ended up throwing a ball at him, hurting him. Now, Blue Jays manager John Schneider said that Jesus Sanchez told him that he was having a playful back and forth exchange with this 12-year-old fan and motioned him almost like, hey, let's have a catch. And then the kid took it literally, threw a ball at him, and injures him. So Sanchez, his interpreter, said it was a misunderstanding, according to Sanchez. I wasn't trying to play catch with him right there. I just looked at them and thought maybe they wanted them to throw the ball back to me. It was a series of unfortunate events.
I think as a professional baseball player and a ball getting thrown that lightly and you getting injured from it is funny in itself.
That's so bad.
You could see he wasn't really looking or paying attention, but it's still, the principle itself is kind of funny.
Imagine how bad that fan feels. This poor little 12-year-old.
Oh, no doubt.
Especially because they're a diehard Jays fan. That's unfortunate.
There was probably tears in the car ride home.
100%. Definitely some very, very obnoxious tears.
Do you think he signed it and threw it back or what?
He could have been like that kid from last week who went up and negotiated something.
Yeah.
Hey, give me his bat. Give me his wrist guard.
I bet on the ball was his agent's number. It's like, give it a call.
Yeah.
See what we can get done
My
here.
people will call your people. One more. Did you grab this UFC one by chance?
No.
Okay. Well, I will give it a quick shout out here because our very own Alan Lee messaged me over the weekend. He's been sending me clutch performers. You can do the same thing too, by the way. You can always reach out Prairie Land Rentals text line.
You know what?
936-6262.
Speaking of, you go, but I'll mention something on the Sheriff here afterwards.
Okay. Greg Hardy got knocked out by Darko Stosic, even though the weight difference was 52 pounds. 52-pound weight difference. Knocked out. Clocked. So Stosic. There's a palate cleanser clutch performer. That was difficult to say. Only one on clutch today. The rest of them were good.
There you go.
So is that all of our clutch performers?
You know what? I'll do one for the Sheriff. I'll see if I can do this super duper fast.
Okay, so the Sheriff is Alan Lee, who I previously mentioned, having sent me that UFC clip. Alan, of course, part of our Rider broadcast team. He makes sure that we get on the air. Gets your calls on post-game as well. So if you call us up, it's probably Alan answering the phone.
Yeah. So the other day, Brock Lesnar was in town.
Oh, yeah. He was doing a meet and greet in town.
Exactly. And the Sheriff had a chance.
He's a big wrestling guy.
Yeah, he's a big wrestling guy.
Big wrestling guy.
So as I was scrolling the social medias, as a guy does, I did see that the Sheriff went out of his way to go say hi to Brock Lesnar.
How do you not?
So shout out the Sheriff going and seeing Brock Lesnar. I just had to mention it.
I'm glad that you did, because my whole news feed that day, what was that, last Thursday he was in town, I think?
Yes.
He wasn't doing interviews, which is fine. I mean, he's there for something separate. But that was everything on my For You page, or whatever they call it. Your wall? What is Facebook now? I don't know. I feel like I'm old. I don't even know what you call it now. Your feed?
It's your feed or your wall. Like, I think your wall is like your personal Facebook page, and then your feed is just what kind of comes up for you.
I feel like I'm the 99-year-old grandmother, and you're my teenage grandchild trying to explain this to me.
Yes, Tegan, you click on the internet.
That was your clutch performers, brought to you by Keln Solar. They can help with your livestock operations. But book now your solar quotes for your home, your farm, your cabin. Save money with the local company, Keln Solar in Lumsden. Also, Curtis, I should also quickly mention here, Saskatchewan Roughrider Foundation 50-50. Because we have that game coming up next weekend. So still an extra week to buy. But if you don't get your tickets now, you're going to forget about it. You're going to show up at the game and be like, shoot. I missed out on the early bird.
Yeah, you can get the recurring packages, right? You could just sign up and it renews for you, right?
Which is the smart way to do it.
Yes.
Have I done that? No. That would be the intelligent way to go about this. Because they do have a bunch of different ticket packages that you can take advantage of. Early bird prize before every game. So that's why this week is extended, right? Because we don't play until the 13th here in Regina. Lots of exclusive getaways, experiences, sports trips, destinations for your vacation. Riders5050.ca. This draw in particular, I'll steal Barney's little sheet here. 3 nights at the Malcolm Hotel in Canmore for a summer Rocky Mountain family getaway. Also an Icefield adventure and a ride on the Banff gondola. So sick little trip in Canmore and Banff, or you can take the cash. $3,600. Now, the deadline is coming up a week from tomorrow, so Tuesday, June 9th, 10 p.m. Riders, plural, 5050.ca if you want to grab your tickets before it's too late. Also, shout out to all of our guests who have been joining us here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings, and all the Greek favorites you love. Still to come, we'll catch up with Crofty, Sprinkle of the Day, and Miss Rodeo will be joining us here in just a little bit. It's the Sportscage, and it's on the home of local sports on 620 CKRM and streaming at sportscage.com.
The summer farm season provides a landscape full of opportunity with Ritchie Brothers. Our sales schedule runs from June 9th through August 12th with 35 exclusive farm auctions spread across Western Canada, bringing you fertile land and quality equipment ripe for the picking. When the fields are at their best, it's time to tap into farm country. Get started today at rbauction.com/agriculture. Once again, that's rbauction.com/agriculture.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Hey, it's your stomach. We need to talk. What are you doing to me here? Another sad little salad? I like eating healthy as much as the next stomach, but sometimes I want to live. Load me up with a Western pizza, pepperoni, ham, bacon, melty cheese. Now we're talking. And maybe some ribs, lasagna, or souvlaki on the side. Treat me like a respected stomach. Western Pizza. Dine in or take out today.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Welcome back to Sportscage. Missed any part of the show? Check out the podcast powered by Freeze Tolman at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
Monday edition of the Sports Cage brought to you by Smoke'em Diesel. If you're a fix-it-yourself type of person, Smoke'em Diesel, they can supply you with injectors, injection pumps, turbos, all your diesel hard parts. Not only that, genuine OEM replacement diesel parts. They don't sell junk. That's Smoke'em Diesel. Monday edition of the Sports Cage. And you can chime in, join the conversation at any point. Prairie Land Rentals text line is 306-936-6262. And of course, if you're watching the stream, you can always comment on there as well. But our next guest is in studio with us. It's my pleasure to introduce Miss Rodeo, Shylah Sitter. She is in town for a little visit. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Edam, Saskatchewan is where you hail. Correct. Okay, perfect. Barrel racing, pole bending, horses, and you have a donkey. I also have a donkey, discovered.
Yes.
And his name is Romeo?
Yes.
Okay, so where's Juliet at?
I don't have a Juliet. That's my goal. Give it another 6-7 months and I can promise you I will have a Juliet.
Okay. Okay. We can work with that. I understand that you're also quite busy in addition to your Miss Rodeo title over at Agribition, youth care counseling. At Lakeland College. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I actually graduate on the 5th of June, so it's coming up very fast.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's a 2-year program. I do eventually plan on transferring over to Grant MacEwan in Edmonton to go for my degree.
You're still going to cheer for the Riders, though, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So talking a little bit about your title as, Miss Rodeo Agribition, what initially got you into horses and rodeo in general?
Oh, my friend actually was the one that got me into horses. She lived 2 miles down from me, and she had horses and loved it. And then I ended up with a horse that I fell in love with him, and he made it really quite easy to want to keep on the rodeo journey.
He got you hooked.
Yes,
okay.
That he did.
I understand. So that's kind of how you found your way into the sport then?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Nice. What have you found to be the biggest challenge in your rodeo journey so far?
Biggest challenge? I gotta let myself know that the littlest things are a good thing. You're still one step closer than you were before. I'm one to pick myself apart when it comes to the rodeo journey. So
I mean, that's what athletes do.
That is true.
Never satisfied.
No, we're never satisfied.
So what does winning Miss Rodeo Agribition mean? What does it mean to you personally, and what does that all entail for you?
Personally, it means a lot because as a little girl, I never thought I would be sitting on this chair right now, doing what I'm doing, being an ambassador for a sport that I fell in love with at such a young age. So it means the absolute world to me.
That's really cool. How has it been representing Agribition? Has it been a little overwhelming?
It's been a little overwhelming, but I would not take it back. It's been awesome. The team is phenomenal. They make it very easy and fun.
Easy on you for now.
For now, yeah. Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Yeah, you're still early on. So for viewers who are unfamiliar with rodeo, what skills would you say are required in things like barrel racing or pole bending?
I'm a firm believer that a lot of it is mindset and practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get. And don't be afraid to reach out. The rodeo community is phenomenal. You ask them a question and I can guarantee you they will be more than happy to help you out. And if you set your mind to it, just follow through and you will get there.
Do you practice every day?
No, not as much as I should, no.
I mean, you're a little busy doing things like this, right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what it looks like for you now for the next couple of months, is going around and being that ambassador?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Any fun trips planned?
I have quite a few actually coming up in June. My next one is Weyburn, which I leave for tomorrow. I have Lee Park. I have our volunteer night with CWA, Swift Current, Frontier Days, Indian Head Parade, and I also have, what's the other one? Pilot Butte.
Ah.
Yeah, so a busy June coming.
So when do you sleep?
When I can, usually on the road, but
Someone else drives.
Yeah.
Understood. So when you are heading into events like Agribition, what does a typical training week look like for you?
A lot of late nights. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And practice. I bet you 300 cue cards with a bunch of questions going into the competition and making sure I had all of my facts straight.
There's a lot to memorize, that's for sure.
Yes, that is true.
So public speaking, engagements, attending events. Are there any other responsibilities of Miss Agribition Rodeo?
Yeah, there's quite a few. It's lots of fun. Those are obviously a lot of them, yeah. And just being an ambassador, letting everyone know the Western way of life and how it all rolls and plays in.
Okay, the Western way of life. Yeah. I like that. So what qualities do you think judges look for?
Being you, the best you can be, and not trying to showcase someone that you're not. Just, you're going to get everywhere in life if you're just yourself.
Okay, I like that. A little inspiration here.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan obviously has a strong agricultural identity. So how do rodeo and agriculture really complement each other, in your opinion?
How they complement. If you go anywhere in Saskatchewan, we are quite flat and crops everywhere and cattle everywhere. It's the best place to be, in my opinion.
Hey, I like that. Okay, so why do you feel Agribition is so important? It's really grown over the years, I'm sure, even since you started attending.
Yeah, it's grown a lot, and I honestly think like a huge part of it is the community and having those ambassadors that are out there showing you what it is, and that it's more than just a sport, honestly. It's a family. It's a community.
I like that. So what do you see in yourself being a woman in, what has historically been a male-dominant field?
Yeah.
What do you think, you sitting in this chair right now, rocking that Miss Rodeo Agribition sash, what does that mean for the generation to come?
Don't give up. Like, I'm a firm believer, don't give up on yourself, and you can do what you want to achieve. Just push past whatever it is that's there. Keep pushing, and it might take you some time, but you'll get there.
Okay, I like that. Okay, putting you on the spot. Favorite Saskatchewan rodeo?
Oh gosh, Maple Leaf Circuit Finals Rodeo. I attended. Yeah, okay. I attended that one for the first time actually at Agribition, and it was amazing. Like it was like a family there. Like everyone knew. It felt like everyone knew everyone. Like you were from a small town, which is where I'm from, so I felt very welcomed.
Competing in these rodeos, I think of athletes in professional sports. Goaltenders talking to their posts or whatever. Do you have any superstitions before you hop on the horse?
Not overly. No. When I get on my horse, I'll typically pat him and help calm his nerves, but it's mostly to calm my nerves. Just give him some love and tell him it's all right. 3 barrels, that's all we got. Let's go. And yeah.
All right, I like that. Okay, tomorrow you're in Weyburn, right?
I am, yes.
So once this is all said and done, you mentioned June is an incredibly busy month for you. July, August, I'm sure those are also going to fill up for you. What would you take away and think, okay, this was a successful year as Miss Rodeo Agribition? What benchmarks do you need to hit in order for this to feel like a success for you?
Having someone not necessarily come up to me, but having them feel like, hey, I want to do this. I think I can do this. Or having a goal that they had set in mind and realizing it is possible. You might have some setbacks, but it is possible.
Well, those are great words to leave off with, I think.
Thanks.
So, Shylah, thank you very much for coming in. We really appreciate the time. I understand that you already came through once today, so I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me and Curtis.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Shylah joining us, Miss Rodeo Agribition, right here on the corner of 12th and Rose inside the Sportscage studio. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just a bit. Crofty, your sports ticker, all that and more still to come. It's a Sportscage, and it's on 620 CKRM and streaming at sportscage.com.
Pack your bags and get ready for a trip of a lifetime. 620 CKRM and Kloss are giving you the chance to experience 6 unforgettable days in Germany. Enjoy a scenic Rhine River cruise, incredible food, local wine, and unforgettable nights taking in the culture, sights, and sounds of Germany. And yes, you'll also tour the Kloss World Headquarters and see how everything's built up close. Be listening to find out which sponsor locations you can enter at across southern Saskatchewan and catch chances to qualify during Saskag Today with Ryan Young. The grand prize draw happens this July at Ag in Motion. Don't miss your shot at the Kloss Germany trip giveaway.
Brought to you by McBids, Borgo Tillage Tools, Johnston's Grain, P90 Energy, and 620 CKRM.
You know that Extreme Hockey and Sport has everything you need for hockey, but spring is just around the corner. They're thinking baseball. Be all set for the ball diamond with team kits, bats, gloves, accessories, and training products all in stock. And let's not forget about lacrosse. Don't let spring throw you a curveball. Be ready with Extreme Hockey and Sport, locally owned, community focused, 1425 McIntyre Street at the Cooperator Center, now in Moose Jaw, and online at extremehockey.net.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
If you're getting the cottage ready for summer, make it easy with lakeside deliveries from Freeze Tallman. Whether you're refreshing the deck, fixing up the dock, or tackling a full project, Freeze Tallman delivers your building materials right to your cottage. Exceptional service, reliable delivery, and the convenience of knowing your project is their top priority. Less running around, more time at the lake. Visit freezetallman.com. Freeze Tallman. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport is the home of the price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street, the Cooperator Center, Moose Jaw Temple Garden Center, and online at extremehockey.net.
All right, it's the Sports Ticker. Okay, let me see here. Kind of a quiet night in terms of games. Western Canadian Baseball League action, though. We do have the Swift Current 57s in Medicine Hat facing the Mavericks, at 6:45. Tomorrow, the Stanley Cup Final gets underway. It's Vegas, Carolina, just after 6. And the Jays are also off tonight, face the Braves tomorrow. Also in the Western Canadian Baseball League, Regina Red Sox have an off day today and will be hosting the Saskatoon Berries at Curry Field tomorrow. Strong start to the season for the defending league champion Regina Red Sox, off to a 3-1 start. Also, little NFL action news here. The Cleveland Browns and Los Angeles Rams agreed to terms on a blockbuster trade that will send two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams. So, Sportscage.com poll. We also want to know about that. Give us your input. Are you happy with the 2026 Saskatchewan Roughrider roster? Join in the conversation as well. You can vote on the poll, by the way, at Sportscage.com or text us on the Prairie Land Rentals text line at 306-936-6262. We're going to get to that sprinkle of the day in just a little bit here. Not quite yet, though. I think in the meantime, we'll get our pal Crofty on the line here shortly. By the way, Prairie Land Rentals text line if you want to chime in. Brought to you by Prairie Land Rentals. From small power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need. Deal with the owner at 600 Albert Street. And yes, we will get to more of your text messages on the other side of 5 o'clock once we get a minute here. But Darian Durant is still to come. So tossing that out there, if there is something that you want to ask him about, more than welcome to text us your questions, chime in on the YouTube chat as well. Love to hear from you. I should also mention, in the world of hockey, Right here. So World Cup of Hockey over the weekend. Canada did lose to Norway in the bronze medal game. Finland, they ended the Swiss hopes with that 1-0 overtime win in the final 2028 World Cup of Hockey. Now that we look forward to that, are we going to see a Russian team in there after the news last week? I think that's also going to be an interesting story to follow. Now, over in the Memorial Cup this past weekend, the Kitchener Rangers captured their first title in 23 years in the 2026 Memorial Cup. They beat the Everett Silvertips, the WHL representation, 6-2, the final in that game. And man, just the pure jubilation, the excitement from that Kitchener Rangers club, that was pretty cool to see. If you're watching the stream right now, Curtis is playing it for you right now. Even the coaches on the bench, they're just so... and then you see the heartbreak from Everett. That part sucks. We'll just focus on the celebration from Kitchener. But yeah, wow, what a run. Very emotional celebrations over the weekend. Now, in the NHL, Stanley Cup final, Golden Knight Hurricanes. Man, it's going to be a heck of a matchup. Some of the hottest teams, obviously. I feel the need to go for Vegas in this series just because I want to cheer for the villain. Carolina Hurricanes entering the final with a 12-1 playoff record. Losing just once through 3 rounds. They swept Ottawa and Philadelphia. Then, obviously, we know what happened against Montreal in those 5 games. Gentlemen's sweep. And then you got Vegas on the other side here. Reached the final after sweeping the heavily favorited Colorado Avalanche, which if you were to tell me in, I don't know, even April, that we were going to see this final, the Knights and Canes, I would have called you crazy. But someone is winning some serious coin after making that prediction. It's going to be a fun run, I think. Carolina back in the final for the first time since 2006 as well. I know their fan base is so excited. On the other hand, people who are Canes fans not so happy about Vegas being in the final for the, 3rd time in 9 seasons? Yeah, after winning in 2023. I don't know. I like the stack up of the styles between these two teams as well. Like Carolina is quite a disciplined team. Vegas is very physical. I think this one's going to go deep. I think this one's going to go deep too. I mean, I also kind of want to see Vegas win because I would love to see Marner get a bunch of accolades.
Yeah.
Mainly because I just can't. I will cheer for any team that isn't the Leafs.
Something about Mitch Marner going on the playoff run that he has gone on the moment he leaves the Leafs.
Incredible. And what a storyline. Even Carter Hart. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding that name, but man, has he stepped up in this postseason.
Yeah. I had an intrusive thought, though, just the way that Vegas runs business and whatnot. Like, Mitch Marner's gonna hoist the cup this year. Vegas will.
Then
win.
They trade him.
Trade him for like McDavid, after 2027.
Oh man, McDavid in Vegas.
Yeah,
never happened. They won't even. Come on. They won't even let coaches talk to each other in that division. No.
If there's a franchise that would trade one generational player for another and throw in a few extra things, it would be Vegas.
You would need a lot, I think. You would need a lot,
but could they do it? Maybe. I think if there's a team that's willing to toss a few people to the curb to build a team around them, it's probably Vegas.
They just don't give a you-know-what.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I kind of love about this
They treat
team.
their roster like an NBA team, that's for sure.
It's fun to watch, though, and I love the controversy around all of it, and the fines, and I even brought it up with Dave last week. The fact that they bring in this head coach with like 8 games to go in the season. Everyone called him crazy, called him stupid, yet here we are, Stanley Cup final. Something worked. Something got them going. Now they might be hoisting the cup this year. I don't know. Their power play, though, concerns me a little bit. I mean, 24% success, I believe. And then Carolina, man, they're just really good on the penalty kill. So that's going to be interesting to follow, I think. And then just the goaltending between the two teams is going to be fun to watch.
Should be a good Stanley Cup final regardless.
I'm thinking 6 or 7 games. It's got to go with little. Well, it's definitely not going to be a sweep. We know that. And no one wants to see a sweep in the Stanley Cup final.
What are you talking about? Could you imagine? What if Carolina just comes and just clean sweeps and the only game they dropped is one to the Habs? You know what? I would consider that a win for the Habs.
I mean, you got to look for the positives somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I was watching that, what game was it? I think it was on Wednesday. It was Carolina-Montreal. And that game was not the most entertaining. So we're channel flippers, right? We'll flip back and forth between the hockey game and whatever else happens to be on TV. And Slapshot was actually what we were flipping back and forth between. And I forgot how many Sasky references were made in that film.
Oh.
Have you ever seen Slapshot?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Curtis.
I'm sorry,
Curtis. You need to put that on your to-do list for this week. If you have not watched Slapshot by this time next week, I will be very disappointed in you.
You know what's also on my to-do list, Tegan? I gotta call Crofty, so I'm gonna get him on the line here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll let you do that. But yeah, Slapshot. Probably one of the best hockey movies of all time. I forgot about all the Saskatchewan references in when they're on the bus, and the song is specifically stating, I think it was Saskatoon, or was it Saskatchewan? I think it was Saskatoon. And then during the fashion show, if I'm not mistaken, I think Moose Jaw gets a little shout out in that one from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Completely butchering the name. But is there a better one? Is there a better hockey movie out there? Prairie Line Rentals text line 306-936-6262. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still looking forward to this Stanley Cup final. It better not be a sweep. And again, I mean, Carolina kind of made Montreal look pedestrian in that game, 5-6-1 loss. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they stack up against Vegas. But I'm getting the signal here. Without further ado, we should jump out on the Western Pizza guest hotline and catch up with our boy Crofty. Crofty, how are you?
I am great. How are you? Ooh, I just went outside. It's windy out here. I'm going to go back inside.
Typical Saskatchewan afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
But Crofty, you're here. You're with us. What do we want to focus on today? I know that everyone is starting to get out in the field. We got seed in the ground. Maybe now it's time to shift our gears a little bit here and get some work done out on the acreage. So how do we do that with Croft Electric?
100% correct. You know, as the farmers, the guys and girls, and the ranchers start finishing up their seeding, hopefully it's gone well for them and they got what they need in the ground and we get some rain. But then it'd be time to start thinking about those grain dryers or for that power in that yard or that shop that you've been working on that now you need your electrical or whatever it is, your cabin. Some people, that's another big thing, right? Everybody's starting to think about cabin. May Long was a few weeks ago, and now, you know, summer's right here. Let's cross our fingers. It doesn't feel like summer out there today, but, you know, it's right here. So you want to get those cabins, get everything ready. So best thing to do is, you know, join our preferred customer club, and then you'll get priority booking and savings on material and labor, and we come out and help you out.
Yeah, we're getting into that busy time of year, and you hit on it, Crofty. I mean, it's not just farms, acreages, it's also cabins, it's also residential, and it's commercial, right? So where do we go to get in touch with you?
For sure, yeah. Follow us on all our socials, and that'll keep you up to date on all the things we do. And we have Generac specials and all different things out there. As well, check out our website, which shows you all the different things we do. That's www.croftelectric.com. But the best, quickest way, of course, is to give us a call at 306-586-1333.
Do it the old-fashioned way. Do it right. Do it once. Croft Electric. Well, thank you so much for doing this, Crofty. Now go hide from the wind some more.
Yeah, sounds good. Have a great afternoon.
Yes, you too. Dan Croft of Croft Electric joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Make sure that you hit up Croft Electric for all your electrical needs this spring and summer. We got to take a break. Almost time for the news. On the other side, Darian Durant is going to be joining us. Bryce Bunz from the Regina Red Sox. He's still on deck. If you've missed any of our conversations up to this point today, you can always go back and watch in podcast form. Thanks to Freeze Tallman Lumber. So hang tight. We'll be back. It's a Sportscage, and it's on the home of local sports. 620 CKRM and streaming at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM, a Harvard media station, broadcasting from Regina, around the world at 620CKRM.com.
News is brought to you by Echo Sound in Fort Capel. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer. Call 306-332-6711.
The news is brought to you by Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of Saskatchewan's biggest selection of Ram trucks and Jeeps. CrestviewChrysler.ca.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. Cloudy and 14 degrees in Regina. I'm Denis Conroy from the Sask Today newsroom with 620 CKRM News. Saskatchewan RCMP are searching for a suspect after a reported active shooter at Pelican Narrows Health Clinic. A dangerous person alert was issued with residents told to stay inside, lock doors, and call 911 with information. The suspect is described as a man in black clothing and a face covering, last seen on foot. A driver is facing penalties after being clocked at 204 kilometers an hour in a 90 zone on Highway 16 near Saskatoon. Corman Park Police say officers stopped the vehicle with a brief pursuit early May 31st. The novice driver received a $1,515 ticket, a license suspension, and a 30-day vehicle impoundment. SGI's June Traffic Safety Spotlight is urging drivers to slow to 60 kilometers an hour when passing stopped emergency and service vehicles. SGI says 124 crashes involving emergency vehicles were recorded last year, causing 22 injuries and 1 death. Officials say slowing down helps protect first responders and others at roadside scenes. An interim SGI rate increase is now in effect in Saskatchewan. Private passenger vehicle owners will pay about $48 more per year, which would be a 3.75% raise. The rate review panel is still reviewing the application and will report to government later this month. Saskatchewan's new Response to Illicit Drugs Act is now in effect. The law allows legal action to recover costs from drug trafficking and gives the province power to cancel certain agreements tied to serious drug convictions. Officials say it is aimed at reducing harm while supporting policing and addiction treatment. A Saskatchewan trade delegation is in China this week to promote exports and strengthen business ties. Trade Minister Warren Kading says the mission focuses on agriculture, food, and energy, with meetings across several regions. Rancho El Rol Society is marking its 60th anniversary today, reflecting its expansion from a small group home into a major care provider. The organization now employs more than 1,000 staff, operates 130 properties, and supports people across Saskatchewan and Canada. CEO Natalie Huber says every individual served has helped shape its work. Anniversary events include community projects and a summer powwow, celebrating the past while looking ahead to continue support for families and youth. A new Tourism Regina initiative is aimed at driving visitors spending across the city. The program uses prepaid promo cards that can be spent at local restaurants, shops, attractions, and services. Officials say it does shift away from traditional swag towards real experiences with direct economic impact. Early results suggest visitors are spending well above the card value, benefiting businesses citywide. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Weather's next.
Now this is technology. Betamax, landline, 3 channels of my TV.
You're so behind, I don't know if I should laugh or cry. You desperately need to go to Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Sounds futuristic.
It is. Max Stream TV, SaskTel Internet, and the latest cell phones.
Stream TV?
No schedule or waiting.
Internet?
High speed?
No phone cord.
No cord. Boy, your mind's gonna be blown.
Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel. EchoSound.ca.
It's Truck Month at Crestview, and yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Right now, our lot is stacked with trucks. The Hemi is back. Check out a 2026 Ram and get savings up to $20,000, or finance it for as low as 0% OAC, or get a clear-out price on a brand new 25 Jeep Grand Cherokee. We only got a few left, and they come with savings up to $15,000 or 0% financing OAC. This is your last chance at Truck Month, ending soon at Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Weather for next-gen coatings, spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name, 1865 McCarra Street, Regina. And Kevin's Marine. Make the most of summer with a boat or pontoon from Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. kevinsmarine.com.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now next gen coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings, 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
At Kevin's Marine, the lineup is stacked and ready. Legendary Lund boats built for serious fishing and non-stop family fun. Stretch out, crank the tunes, and cruise in style on a brand new pontoon from Bentley or Crest. Or drop the throttle and make waves in a 4-wind sport boat. All powered by trusted Mercury 4-stroke motors. Right now, manufacturer rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing. Make decking easy with Shoremaster aluminum docks and lifts. Visit Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel or kevinsmarine.com.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Smoke'em Diesel in Regina. So you want to do it yourself? No problem. We sell injection pumps, injectors, and turbos to fit all your needs. Find us on Facebook today. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Well, thank you for being here. I'm Tegan Whitco. I'm with Curtis, corner of 12th and Rose in the Sports Cage studio. Join in the conversation at any point. Prairie Land Rentals text line is 306-936-6262. Chime in. Give us your thoughts, your input, controversial or otherwise. You can also join in the conversation on the YouTube chat as well, because we are streaming the show. YouTube, X, Twitter, sportscage.com. Chime in there as well. Monday edition of The Cage is brought to you by Smoke'em Diesel. For all your diesel parts and repair needs, contact Smoke'em Diesel. Direct shipping diesel parts to you. Now, if you missed out on any parts of the show today, you can always go back and listen in podcast form. So that means if you missed out on our chat with Scott Flory, University of Saskatchewan Huskies head coach, he was on just after 4 o'clock. We also had Lance Hackewich of the Rider Room. He joined us to talk about his incredible Saskatchewan Roughrider collection. And I think we might have to ask our next guest about that as well. Bryce Bunz is also going to be joining us from Queen City Sports and Entertainment. We're going to talk about the new look of Curry Field in this 2026 Red Sox season as they officially had their season get underway this past weekend. They had a pair of games at home. In fact, they've only lost one game, and it was at the hands of the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and their record now 3-1 on the season. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But in the meantime, let's head out on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline.
It's time for Double Talk with Saskatchewan Roughrider legend Darian Durant. Double Talk is brought to you by Dutch Agriculture. Precision in every pass and consistent depth and better yield. Visit DutchOpeners.com. On farm for you.
Darian Durant, good to see you as always. I feel like I was seeing a lot of you today because I went to that Rider Room. A lot of memorabilia. And Darian, your face, deservingly so, is plastered all over it. Some pretty cool memorabilia. I don't know if Curtis is going to show it here on the stream or not. There you are. Hey.
Wow.
That takes you back.
I don't even remember that. It does. That's a great picture. I don't even remember that one. So he has something that I can't even point out when that was. So that's amazing.
That's a true fan. You know, Rider fans hang on to everything, though. Jerseys, ticket stubs, game-used footballs. Is there any other crazy Darian Durant memorabilia you've come across?
Oh, wow. I think I have to start with the Darios. Just having my own cereal, just my face plastered across the province. It was just an unbelievable feeling for me. So, to go in grocery stores across the province and to have your own cereal, man, that was crazy. So I would have to say that not only is that the best accomplishment ever to have my face across a whole bunch of boxes of cereal, that's just a special moment for me.
Yeah, who needs Wheaties when you have Darios? It's way better.
Exactly. Get you going.
If you could have one piece of Rider history sitting in your house, is there anything that comes to mind?
The Grey Cup. I mean, of course, it's only one of those, but I mean, if I could, I have all the pictures from the game. I have the final whistle. I have the, the hoisting the cup. I have everything related. But if I could actually have that trophy, that would just complete my office, the total package.
We'll see if we can put in a good word for you. I don't know. The commissioner's been kind of busy.
I don't know if I'm that special.
Well, Darian, let's talk a little bit of Riders and the current rendition of this team now that the cut down day has come and gone. There's a lot of talk about keeping 4 quarterbacks on that roster. What's your take?
I mean, I think you have to at this point, given that, Trevor's this late in his career, you never know what can happen. And they're trying to find the next guy. And I think you have to give each guy every single opportunity possible. You don't want to leave any page unturned in the competition. So I think that's what you have to do at the moment. You just never know. And, all of these guys show potential. They show that they have some type of ability to go out and lead a team up and down the field. So now it's just about giving them more and more time to compete to see who can come out on top.
So you think things might get a little bit feisty in practice next week between Cone and Shager?
Well, I wouldn't say feisty. I think, more than ever, the scout team reps matter. The individual drills every single day at practice. I mean, usually you go into the season, you know your position. If you're the backup, then you know what you have to do. You're usually not in competition mode, but I think, with these guys trying to edge out the job, I think every single rep matters. So I think it's a good problem to have for sure.
Embarrassment of riches, as they say. And I think much of the same situation when you looked at their running back room, right? Because someone had to be cut, unfortunately. I just wasn't expecting Mario Anderson Jr. to be the one that was going to go.
Yeah, I mean, look, you just never know. And, with AJ Ouellette pretty much transforming his entire body last offseason, getting in better shape, leaning out a little bit, showing the explosiveness. I mean, he's shown that he's a guy that you can rely on. He had a injury history in the past and seemed to have gotten those ghosts behind him. So he's shown durability and he's shown he can lead. So, maybe the depth's not needed.
That's understandable. Looking back at your own CFL career, Darian, what advice would you give to the players who were released this weekend and they're trying to still fight for that job in the CFL? It's got to be a little bit tough.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough initially. I think the hardest part is just having your dreams shattered. I mean, every guy goes into camp expecting to make the team, and it's the worst part of camp when the Reapers come in and you're nervous, waiting for that knock on your door to turn in your playbook. But I think for these guys, you have to stay in shape. You just never know. The coaches have a good idea, even though you were released. It may just be a numbers thing. I mean, it is a business. You can only have a certain amount of guys on the roster. So you just keep yourself in shape. The staff, they know what you can do. You're one injury away. It doesn't matter what position you play. And I've seen it time and time again where a guy has been released in training camp and he's been called a week or two later. So guys just have to try to stay as positive as you can, continue to work out, and make sure you take care of your body, because when the team brings you back, they're going to expect a lot out of you, and you have to make sure you're in the proper shape to get it done on the practice field.
Combing through the Rider roster after the cuts this week, how are you feeling about the pass rushing?
Well, it's going to always be a concern for me. Like I said, I'm not really looking at the guys that are there. I'm just looking at the production lost. And, like I said, Malik Carney, Micah Johnson, of course, the guys in the secondary are back. So you have the back end covered, but pass rush and pass coverage go hand in hand, and you need guys up front that can hurry the quarterback's timing. You need guys who can get to the quarterback, and you need guys that can stuff the run on first down to get teams into passing situations to have to deal with this tremendous secondary. So I'm not really looking at the names. I'm just hoping that as a group they can replace the production left out by Carney and Michael Johnson.
It's going to be fun to see this team back in action, especially with the banner unveiling, June 13th, Mosaic Stadium, and it's going to be against the very team that, they beat in the West Final. That's got to be a little bit of an extra fire in their belly starting the regular season, hey?
Yeah, for BC, I know they're looking forward to this. I mean, they probably felt like they were a few plays away from upsetting Saskatchewan in the playoffs. And, we all saw that game and it could have went either way. But, it's an exciting weekend for football. I think with both teams getting the bye, both teams being fresh, I'm just so happy that for the first time in a long time, when you look across the board at camp, most teams came out completely healthy, which is great because you don't see that a lot. So with BC getting the rest, Saskatchewan getting the rest, it's just setting up for a perfect opening season game. I'm super excited about it. And I think both teams are fired up as well.
Since we spoke last, there was a little bit of news released in the CFL. Stuart Johnston, the commissioner, announcing that there was this landmark, massive TV deal. I got to get your take on this with now DAZN coming in as the exclusive primetime Saturday night's right holder.
I think it's great. It's just showing you that even though we may not think the league is growing, it's growing. And the revenue and these deals they're showing you that the league is growing. And I think that's what maybe behind the rule changes a little bit. Maybe let's speed up the game. Let's make it a little more exciting. Let's take out some of the old traditional rules or things of that nature. And let's make the game more exciting for a younger crowd to come in and be able to latch on. You don't want the fans that just come and watch for a game or two and then they're done with the game. You need a core base of younger fans that can just latch on to the sport and become lifelong fans. So everything seems to be falling in place. It shows you the league is in a great financial place, and I'm sure the players will benefit from it as well, with the salary cap just climbing and climbing over the next 5 to 7 years.
And I bet it's a little beneficial for Darian Durant, who lives on the other side of the border.
Absolutely. Makes it so much easier to tune in and watch games in high def and not have to stream it on your computer or just try to find a link or something like that. Those days are over. So I'm excited about that.
Love that. 2027. Let's go.
Let's go.
Also been expansion rumors. Possibly Halifax, possibly Quebec City. I'm sure this is nothing new to you. You've heard this throughout your entire career, I'm sure. But how realistic do you think that is for the CFL to get a 10th team?
Well, now with this massive deal coming along, now you have, some extra funds to kind of finance these situations, get them able to compete early. I mean, you don't want a situation with an expansion team where you have to worry about if their roster is good enough or are there enough good players in the league for teams to lose players and then be able to add another team. So it's a lot of tricky things that have to go on behind the scenes. But with this TV deal, I definitely think you now have the finances to possibly start an initial support system for the whether it's in Halifax or if it's Quebec City, which I'm sure both teams will have a tremendous fan base. But you need that capital to be able to start off, and whether it's equipment, you have flights, you have staff you have to pay before the season even starts, and you have to have the salary cap for the players. So it's a long process to get going. Like you said, I've been hearing this since I came into the league, but I think with this new deal, you can now look at it more of a realistic possibility.
It's always positive to hear that, expansion in the league. Plus, that means 2 teams would miss out on the playoffs as of 2027, not just one.
Yeah. Less playoff checks.
Yeah, exactly. Last night, Saskatchewan Roughriders got their Grey Cup ring. I don't know if Curtis has the visuals of it or not. I'm sure you've had a chance to look at them. Those are sick. They have a piece of the football and the removable top.
Yeah.
How does that compare to the 2013 ring?
Blows it out the water. I mean, you just think about the setup of Mosaic Stadium, right? How it goes down in the ground. So now the cap comes off the ring, kind of with the stadium sitting inside of it. And I mean, just the green and I won't call it white, but just the diamonds and the green contrast on the face of the ring is just phenomenal. I mean, whatever the design committee, whoever they are, and whenever they got together to come up with this design, it was amazing. So it's definitely one of the better rings I've seen. You look at the NFL Super Bowl rings as well. This is right up there with some of the good ones. So good job to the design team of creating this. It's amazing.
So you heard it direct from Darian Durant. Whoever designed them, give them a raise. There's money.
Absolutely.
There's money coming into the league.
Well, you have to win another Grey Cup first, so you know a ring is coming. But then that gives them something to design.
Yeah,
Here,
exactly.
On the media presser on this guy, it said it was a collective vision of quarterback Trevor Harris, linebacker Jameer Thurman, and long snapper Jordan Hughes, and head coach Corey Mace, and Jeremy O'Day.
Yeah.
So it was a
community. So think about that. Think about that group and all of the Grey Cup rings those guys have combined. So those minds like putting this ring together, it's awesome. So great job, guys.
How often do you wear your ring, Darian? Or is that sitting in a shadow box very safe and sound in your house?
Well, really, I don't wear it in the States at all. I only pull it out if I come to Canada, if I'm going to a game, a function, something like that, an appearance. That's it. So, it's only in Canada. Only in Canada is where I wear it.
Okay, really quickly here before we get to this week's games in the CFL. I heard you and Curtis talking about this before we came to air here, but CFL fantasy football now a thing, thank goodness. Curtis stuck his hand up in the air and said, I'll organize it. Good, because I forgot. Okay, maybe just a little bit of advice without giving away too much, because we are going to do our own little fantasy league here. What advice would you give to the general CFL fan population when they're going into their drafts this week?
Well, I think you have to go with Rourke if you're at the quarterback position for sure. I mean, he seems to have the green light from his coaching staff to throw at will. I think he'll attempt the most passes. He'll have the most passing yards. His connection with Hatcher is special. So when I look at, as far as putting points on the board, I look at that Nathan Rourke and Hatcher combination connection to see how that goes. And I'm going to stop right there because just in case I'm in a league or two, I don't want people to kind of know what I'm thinking. And Curtis was kind of talking about there being a little friendly wager on the line. So let me keep some of my football knowledge to myself.
Yeah, don't give away too much, I guess. Unless you want to text me and just give me all the tea. Let me know who I need to pick. I need some.
Yeah, I'll help you out. Help you out. I got you.
Okay, looking ahead to this week before we got to run here, Darian. We got Alouettes and Ticats, Bombers, Stampeders, Elks, Red Blacks. Which game sounds most intriguing to you?
I'm looking at this Elks Red Blacks game and I'm thinking, what a bold decision by Ryan Dinwiddie to start Jake Mayer this year. He's known for going off the wall a little bit and making decisions that are not too popular with the fans, but it's just something he sees. And, he has an eye for quarterbacks. And so for him to start Jake Mayer over Drew Brown, we'll see how that decision turns out. So I'm really looking at this game to see how much better Edmonton has gotten in this offseason and to kind of see if it was the right decision for Dinwiddie to go with Jake Mayer.
Well, and I feel like Jake Mayer is going to be coming in with something to prove. Coming out of Saskatchewan, having been the backup, he's gonna be fired up.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, the way it went down in Calgary and then, last year in Saskatchewan, just pretty much sitting behind Trevor. I'm sure he's eager to get back out there to starting position. So I think he'll do well. And like I said, Ryan Dinwiddie has a great eye for quarterbacks. And, we'll see how that decision pans out.
Cool. Well, Darian, I've taken up far too much of your time already. Appreciate it as always. And yeah, we'll talk about that CFL fantasy team. We'll have to get it put together before it's too late.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Sounds good.
Hold up. I got one question for Darian.
Uh-oh.
Next time you're in town, do you mind if you sign these bad
boys?
Oh,
there he goes.
Got the Darios.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. I got you, buddy.
All right.
He's only going to charge you like $20.
No charge. That's my guy.
Charge. Aw, look at that. Cool. No, thank you so much, Darian. Appreciate it, and we'll do this next week.
Absolutely.
All right, take care. That is Darian Durant joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline, as he does every Monday, and we appreciate his insight. Okay, we do have to take a quick break. Still to come, Bryce Bunz is going to be joining us from the Regina Red Sox. You might recognize the name from the Regina Pats as well. Queen City Sports and Entertainment. Now that the Red Sox season is officially underway, we're going to talk about the new look, the new feel, the new game day activities that are taking place at Curry Field. So hang tight. We'll be back with more. This is the Sports Cage, and it's on the home of Rider Nation on 620 CKRM, streaming at sportscage.com.
Listen weekdays at noon for Saskatchewan Today on CKRM with your host, Ryan Young, offering the most extensive agricultural news coverage with precision weather meteorologists in an industry that moves fast. Stay updated with the latest, most reliable information in ag news, crisis and trends, all in one place. Available anytime at SaskagToday.com. Saskag Today, your trusted source for all things agriculture. Sponsored by Affinity Credit Union on 620 CKRM.
Did he really drop $500,000 on that used drill?
Yep.
It still hasn't figured out openers matter more than gadgets. Textbook Bill, right?
Morning, everyone. That drill is fancy, but it won't make up for worn openers. Missed rows, poor placement, it always happens by the road. Check them now, swap them if you need.
Fancy drill or not, accuracy and consistency starts at the opener. Talk to Andrew or your local Dutch dealer. Dutch Agriculture, precision where it counts. Visit DutchOpeners.com. Dutch Agriculture, on farm for you.
Since 1942, Unifor 594 has safely served the community and the ever-changing energy sector. We are the unionized workers at the Co-op Refinery in Regina and the Co-op Ethanol Complex in Belle Plaine. We are process operators, tradespeople, lab techs, warehouse workers, tank car loaders, administration staff, and so much more. Unifor 594 workers are also your neighbors, your friends, your volunteers, your community. Unifor 594. Safety is our business.
How has AgDirect Hail become one of the largest crop hail insurance providers on the prairies? Is it our easy online application or our competitive rates? Maybe it's our customer loyalty discount. I'm Bruce Lowe with AgDirect Hail, and we want to give prairie farmers yet another reason to trust your crop hail insurance coverage to us. We are proudly launching a claims-free discount for up to an additional 5% savings. Visit agdirecthail.com or call us toll-free to learn more. We appreciate your business.
You just played 4 quarters of football. You got hit by guys built like farm equipment. And now you're thinking about a little celery stick and a protein shake? Come on, this is a job for Western Pizza. Load up with pepperoni, ham, bacon, melty cheese, maybe some ribs, lasagna, or souvlaki on the side. You put in the work, now eat like you mean it.
And get it hot and get it fast, Western Pizza.
Welcome back to Sports Cage. Check out our podcast powered by Freeze Tolman. Available anytime, anywhere at 620ckrm.com and sportscage.com.
Monday edition of the Sports Cage. Appreciate you taking the time. I'm Tegan Whitco with Curtis Gammon. I never asked if that's actually how I pronounce his last name, but I'm assuming it's right because he hasn't corrected me yet. Oh, thumbs up. We're good. Okay, yeah. Monday edition of The Cage brought to you by Smoke'em Diesel. And we are getting ready for our next guest here. Red Sox Report, by the way, is brought to you by Unifor 594. I promise it is brought to you by Unifor 594. Yeah. We'll get to that in a second here. Without further ado, let's get to our guest who is joining me in studio. Bryce Bunz. I'm pronouncing your last name correct as well, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so I nailed it. So your official title, is it the same as your Regina Pats title?
Yeah, we're going with the same title.
Okay, I love that.
My understanding.
Yeah. One man, many different hats, manager of game day, experience with Queen City Sports and Entertainment. Home opener took place at Curry Field for the Sox this weekend. Off to a solid start, 3-1.
Yeah.
Only lost to Boost Jaw.
We'll take it.
How... You were involved last year prior to the acquisition by Queen City Sports and Entertainment of this ball club. How's it looking different for you?
It's looking different because, from last year, there wasn't much we could do with the park. It was, they've been running it very well for a very long time, but this year we were able to already do a lot of, a video board, for example. That's a massive...
Which looks slick.
Yeah, that's a massive upgrade that we got to bring in there. So we're, adding more production, more cameras, and just kind of more elements like that is what we've already been able to bring in for the Red Sox games, which is like 2 games in already. It's already like, it's drawing attention. It's getting people's eyes on it, which is super cool to see. So that's definitely the biggest difference. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still like last year, right? There's a baseball game happening. Fans are involved. Good concession. Beer batter happening. Opportunity for 2 for $12 beers. That's, it's,
You knew
it's
I was going to ask.
It's a staple. So you got to keep stuff like that, which, obviously we would never steer away from. So we still want to keep that experience that, Gary and Sharon and the volunteers have put together for so long. And all my goal is with my team and all that is just to elevate it even more. So
It is pretty cool having that video board element because we're so familiar with it when you go to a Regina Pats game.
Yeah.
Now you can carry over a lot of those same contests and giveaways and fan engagement, right?
Exactly. So we've already worked out agreements with the one platform we use is FanX, where people can submit their photos and drawings and stuff like that, right? So we got them to come on and help out with the Red Sox as well, which is tremendous for us to leverage a platform like that. So the hurdle we're having is, I think for most Red Sox fans coming out to games, they didn't get the opportunity of ever taking out their phone and scanning QR codes and all that. So, we got to work our fans into, get the phones out, partake in some of these fun things. There's opportunities for prizing and everything kind of like that. So that's just one element where, 2 games in, we're all right, we just got to keep pushing the people to engage with the video board, right? But it's something that's so new. It's people just don't know what to do with it from a Red Sox standpoint. Pats fans have gotten very familiar with our scoreboard and all that, and they engage with it during the whole season and during the whole game, which is awesome. I think we're looking to do the same thing with the Red Sox.
And I do like the through lines that you have, knowing what works with the Regina Pats and carrying that over. One of the things that did stick out to me, yes, beer batter. I asked about that last week. But also Autograph Alley, because the season is so short. There are a lot of players that come up from, colleges in the United States. We might not be familiar with them. Granted, we do have a lot of local players as well. But why was it important to have that fan to player connection?
Absolutely. So the idea of Autograph Alley for us, so anyone who's gone to a Pats game, we usually stack them more in the front half of the season and all that. And then in the second half, we usually do a team signing or something like that along those lines. But with this shortened season, roster changes kind of happen more frequent in this league and, given time.
Very unpredictable.
Very unpredictable. So we thought, all right, we're bringing in Autograph Alley. Obviously, we did it for the home opener, but the goal is every Sunday game, we're going to do Autograph Alley for that. So for Sunday Fun Day, you get the opportunity to come out, meet, enjoy the ball game, have a hot dog and all that. And at the end of the game, you get that game day experience of meeting with the players, getting an autograph, getting a photo with them, and just kind of chit-chatting about the game. So I think that's where the draw was. We had so many Sunday games, and they were spread out so nicely across the season that we could, leverage, having the players be involved with it. And the players want to be part of it as well, which is how do you don't want to say no to that, right? So it's great to, connect people from, like you said, the States and all that with our, diehard fans here in Regina who just want to interact with them and talk ball.
And I must admit, I really like the whole Sunday matinee thing. That's why you will find me at the ballpark most Sundays this season. But it's 2:00 start. It's great because you're done. You get the peak hours of sunlight. It's fantastic. And then you folks also bumped up the Saturday games, right?
Yeah, we bumped them to 6:00 as well. So we were able to take a lot of stuff that we've been using in the Western Hockey League and the Pats and all that, where we realized that Saturdays, having them at 6:00 with the Pats worked really well in our favor and all that, especially with families and all that. Some games can run really long, so if we can almost have that earlier start time, it helps out with those families who want to come out and take in the whole experience of the game. And, not be leaving the arena for the Pats, for example, at 10:00. Or, same with the Red Sox. So 6:00 on Saturdays, 2:00 on Sundays, and our weekday games and Friday games will still be at 7:00. I think the only time difference is on Canada, they were going to do that one at 2:00.
Right, because it's a stat.
Exactly. Makes total sense.
Oh, the Canada Day game. Those are always my favorite. They're so much fun. I don't know what it is. It just feels so much Canadianity. Yeah. Themed games. I wanted to ask you about those. I know there's a number of promotionally themed games. What are some of the ones you're most looking forward to?
I think the one I'm looking forward to is our Bark in the Park. I mean, anytime you get dogs involved. And so, yes, anyone listening what game should I come to? Bring your dogs out, Bark in the Park. I believe we have that one coming up here in the next few weeks here in June. It's all on our website there. Oh, there we go.
And it's on the stream. There we go. June 12th.
June 12th, yes. Come out, bring your dog. Everyone loves dogs. So it's hard to kind of argue with that game. But I think another, fun one that we have coming up is like the baseball night in Canada. So like, it's kind of like right around that time is where, for us, our shift is kind of going into kind of hockey and all that at the end of August. So hockey night in Canada, baseball night in Canada. We're going to kind of, play on the words of that a little bit. But we have a couple of fun theme nights. And obviously a big one is Volunteer and Billet Appreciation Night, because without people like that who help out this organization, our jobs would be very tough. So, yeah.
Now, from someone who, I'm removing myself from this because I've been helping do in-stand, for the past number of seasons. So I know how much work goes into a game day experience. The average person probably doesn't quite understand just the sheer amount of work that goes into that. We just show up with our spits and our sunscreen and we sit on a bench and we enjoy some ball. But it's so much more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially now that we've added this level of production towards it, there's just more moving pieces with it and more people involved with it. But I mean, for anyone who's been part of it or worked alongside of it, it's fun for us, right? Like there's something with us where it's like it's longer hours and more chaotic, but it's fun giving the fans who come in and invest in with us and taking that experience and be part of it, right? Like we really enjoy that, right? So it's definitely more elements now, and it's definitely like more time factors into it, but it's the stuff that we want to get back, and we want people to come out and have fun. Like, we can never control what the outcome of the score is, and that's something we even took away from the Pats. We can't dictate what happens on the ice, but we can always dictate how people feel when they leave the arena. If they had, good times, good
Full
food,
belly.
Exactly, all that good stuff. That's stuff that we can control and have fun with. So
that just made me realize I didn't even take that close of a look at the concession last night to see what the new items are. Anything I would like?
I think it's like your staples and all that. There's a couple, but we also have a food truck there, right by the Queen City
Zone. I think was there last night.
Exactly, they're there along with the Queen City cocktail caravan and all that. So there's a couple of new things there that are really like new staples that I think are going to attract more people to come out to the park and check it out and all that. And if you're not just a fan of a hot dog and all that, we have more options for you.
Oh, I like that. I mean, you can't go wrong with a good ballpark dog.
I'm a fan of them, but I know it's not for everyone.
That's fair. All right, tomorrow night, Curryfield, Saskatoon Berries in town.
Yep. And they're playing well right now, too.
Oh, yeah. So that should be a fun one. Plus, that rivalry never gets old between Regina and Saskatoon.
Never.
Or Regina Boost, but that's a whole other...
Yeah.
We'll get into the Trans-Canada rivalry as we get deeper into the season. But thank you very much for coming in today, Bryce. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for always having me. It's great chatting with you guys. And yeah, fans, come on out. Check out the new stuff at Curryfield. You're going to love it.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. All right, Bryce Bunz, manager of Game Day Experiences with Queen City Sports and Entertainment, coming off of their home opening weekend. We are going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We got Sports Ticker. We also have your Sprinkle of the Day. I think we might have to do a little futures here, Curtis. Look at this Stanley Cup final. We'll be back. It's a Sportscage on the home of local sports on 620 CKRM and streaming at sportscage.com.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. Don't just hang a door, install a Steelcraft. Turn curb appeal into curb envy.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
Steel-craft.ca.
Maybe I should compare hail insurance this year.
Palliser.
Yeah, but, different coverage, deductibles. Maybe shop around.
Palliser.
You don't overthink it, do you?
No.
What else is there to talk about? Palliser Insurance. Call your trusted agent today or buy online at your convenience. Visit PalliserInsurance.com. Anywhere, anytime.
Play of the game? Touchdown! More like the game to play. The new Saskatchewan Roughriders scratch and win ticket. It's your chance to win 10 years of Rider season tickets, a premium suite for the home opener and the Labor Day Classic, and tons of Rider swag. Plus, 2 chances to win $75,000. Tickets available at your favorite lottery retailers. Proudly brought to you by Sask Lotteries, supporting sport, culture, and recreation across the province. Please play responsibly.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. Powered by Prairie Land Rentals. From power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need for your job. 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Western Canadian Baseball League action. Swift Current 57s, pardon me, taking on Medicine Hat, the Mavericks, 6:45 tonight. Tomorrow is when we see the Stanley Cup final get underway between Vegas and Carolina. Jays, they are off tonight, but they open up a new set against the Braves tomorrow. Regina Red Sox also off tonight, but they will be, as you heard, hosting the Saskatoon Berries at Curry Field tomorrow. And the Cleveland Browns and Los Angeles Rams did come to terms on a blockbuster trade that sends 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams. And our Sportscage.com poll, are you happy with the Saskatchewan Roughrider roster for 2026? This comes after Cut Down Day this past weekend. Let us know. That was your Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors, made in Western Canada for Western Canada. And now we should take a look at your sprinkle of the day, brought to you by Sports Select. You can get in on more of the sports action. It's as easy as typing in sportselect.com. Easier to type than it is for me to say, apparently. Make your picks online. Generate your QR code, and then go to your local Lotto Spot retailer to lock in your bet. Every bet is 100% legal, chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select, when you're ready to play, bet on the original, but you got to be 18 plus, and you got to do so responsibly. Okay, I'm looking at futures here with Curtis. Okay, here, so we got 2025 playoffs, NHL. Of course, Vegas is who I'm going to be taking on this one. I've been saying it all day. I got to put my money where my mouth is.
Vegas, and how many?
6.
6. All right.
So there's odds are 6 on that one. Hurricanes, obviously the favorite to win this one.
Well, I jokingly said it, but I guess that's where I got to put my sprinkle, is the Hurricanes clean sweep. Pays 10-1.
Yeah, I mean,
nice little sprinkle right there. If
you toss a little sprinkle on there, you might do well for yourself, my friend.
Possibly. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. No, Vegas is winning this. I'm still lock it in. Vegas in 6. I like those odds. I'll take it. But you know what? I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to go to my local Lotto Spot retailer, and I'm going to do the old-fashioned way, because I feel like it's better. I have better luck if I fill out those little pieces of paper in person. But maybe that's just me. It is as easy as going to the website, sportsselect.com. That is your sprinkle of the day. You can bet on day of games, futures like we just looked at. It's all on there. Stanley Cup, Super Bowl, NBA Final, NCAA soccer, NASCAR, you name it, it's on there. Okay, if you missed out on any of the conversations we had today, you are more than welcome to go back and listen in podcast form wherever you happen to find your podcasts, or of course on YouTube. Coming up next, we are going to replay our conversation with Lance Hackewich from earlier. He's the owner of the Rider Room with the most impressive CFL memorabilia collection focused on the Riders. We will hear from him next. Thank you very much for coming along for the ride. To my guy, Curtis Gammon, appreciate you. Always in the driver's seat, keeping us steered. No, that's an empty chair that he just put on the stream. Okay. That is it for us tonight. Until next week, it's the Sports Cage on the home of local sports, 620 CKRM, and streaming at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM proudly presents the Salute to Saskatchewan 4-H. We encourage all 4-H members, including youth, leaders, and parents, to register your 4-H club to be recognized each week live on the air. Your 4-H club could also win tickets to Moonlight Movies for a free movie and popcorn. This is just 620 CKRM's way of recognizing and saluting the ag leaders of tomorrow. Sponsored by Canadian AgriBlend, Heartland Livestock Services Yorkton, Cowtown, Weyburn Livestock Exchange, Moose Mountain Pro Rodeo, Whitewood Livestock Sales, She-Ho Sports Days, Mud Fling and Ranch Rodeo, and Heartland Livestock Services Moose Jaw.
The summer farm season provides a landscape full of opportunity with Ritchie Brothers. Our sales schedule runs from June 9th through August 12th, with 35 exclusive farm auctions spread across Western Canada, bringing you fertile land and quality equipment ripe for the picking. When the fields are at their best, it's time to tap into farm country. Get started today at rbauction.com/agriculture. Once again, that's rbauction.com/agriculture.
Thinking about tackling your own landscape project this year, but not totally sure where to start? Hi, I'm Sean from the Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop. We work with DIY homeowners every day, helping you figure out what to use, how it all goes together, and how to avoid the stuff that can trip you up. Whether it's a patio, artificial turf, sprinklers, or adding some lighting, we'll help you make the right calls. Let's build a plan together. Great projects start at the shovel. The Rusty Shovel Landscape Shop. 2 green thumbs up.
Back in the day, some guys thought a waterbed made them look pretty smooth.
Ow, my hip. And why is everything wet?
Some things just weren't very smart, but good tires are. That's why drivers go to your local Cooper tire dealer. They carry Cooper Discoverer Stronghold tires. They grip on many different surfaces, including tough dirt and gravel, and stand up to heavy loads and long highway hauling. Visit your local Cooper tire dealer and ask for Cooper Discoverer Stronghold tires.
Keep your equipment out of the rain and mud this spring by storing it in a new building from Olympic Buildings. A new building on your property can serve as a shop for equipment or hay storage, a riding arena, and so much more. Olympic Buildings in Regina can store it all. Visit olympic-buildings.ca.
Country Corner.